Welcome to Thursday Night Throwdown. I'm Ryan Davis. This is Giant Bomb's live weekly multiplayer event. Joining me on the couch this week, Jeff Gerstmann at the reins, playing some Medal of Honor, and also joining us, you know him from screen and stage, Gary Whitta.
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming and joining us for a little Medal of Honor, a little opposing force and the other guy.
US
American dudes.
G.I. Joe versus Cobra.
Versus not the Taliban.
Yes.
yes.
Very definitively not the Taliban.
The Aliban.
Yeah.
Weird Al's backing band.
This week could stand for Totally Not the Taliban.
There we go. We're
There you
changing
go.
the name for this week only. TNT, changing the meaning. So we're going to be playing on both the 360 and PS3. We're starting off on the 360. If you want to join in on the action, the username is GBTNT on both systems, so send a friend request.
Still got some slots open on both.
Yeah.
So,
We have slots open on both systems, so feel free to jump in if you want to get at this. Jeff, what do we want to start off with here? We're going to start on the 360.
Yeah, we are going to start on the 360, and I'm going to get these guys together here and create play group and
Fantastic.
Invite some of these folks here.
So this is a fresh game just out this week.
Yes.
It's my first time seeing this game.
You haven't seen this at all
I've
before?
not been exposed yet to this game. I avoided all the videos and stuff, so this is my first exposure.
What drew you in? You just wanted to come over and be on camera? You want to tell Jeff what to do?
Yeah, I'm basically just to sit here and go, shoot him, kill him, shoot that guy. Don't die. I'm going to be like a live interactive strategy guide.
It'll be
that
exciting.
you can't turn off.
So we have a fair amount of people on the friends list, but a lot of people not playing. I don't know what's going on, you guys. If you're gonna,
Well, to be honest, it's sort of a like I'm on one hand I'm like, oh man, we don't have a ton of people playing this week. On the other hand, I'm like, that's cool because this game is not a game people should necessarily.
You don't think this is necessarily the best value for the season?
No, I mean it's definitely got a lot of issues, a lot of buggy stuff in it, and the multiplayer's just kind of like Bad Company 2, but streamlined and stripped down in kind of a really weird way.
Seems like the timing wasn't great too. Like it got unfortunately sandwiched between Modern Warfare 2 still going pretty strong, and then this comes along, but then there's Black Ops coming right behind it. It seems like a kind of unfortunate sandwich of a very small window of opportunity this game has.
It's the sort of deal where I don't think there's really ever any good time to release a shooter. Especially in a year where Halo's coming out also. So you've got that.
Right.
Got,
that's eating up the other part of the market.
But even in the subgenre of like these kind of realistic contemporary warfare shooters, this is going to have a tough time distinguishing itself.
Certainly.
all right.
I don't think it seems weird to be dismissive of like, DICE made another shooter, because DICE makes like really excellent multiplayer first-person shooters.
You're right. It's the part where they kind of tried to. It feels like they tried to make it like Call of Duty.
I think if you start talking about like the proximity of the release of Battlefield Bad Company 2,
right, and also Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam, which they're working on, and
which
of course,
is coming out. That's like early 11,
and then you've got Battlefield 3 waiting in the wings too. Like DICE is working on other games that will potentially be more exciting than this one. And I don't mean to freak you out, but this game just totally locked up.
I've noticed it's been locked up for a while. I think it got offended by us dissing it and decided to sulk. And no longer wants to play with us.
Let's see if Joey can reset the Xbox 360 for us, because it's blocked up on us.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? That's always the first
Jiggle
thing.
the handle on that 360.
While we wait for Joey to walk in front of the camera, let's ask Internet Steve, who's waiting in the wings, to get some questions from the chat room. We've got a live chat going. It's not just the three of us on the couch.
I'm gonna get this one out of the way, because otherwise they won't stop. Okay, so Darkbeat DK asks, Gary, where did you get that keyboard cat shirt?
Oh, I don't remember. I think it was like maybe Threadless or one of those kind of trendy internet t-shirt
You buy a lot of
places.
shirts on the internet, Gary?
I do. I all my clothing on the internet. I usually prefer not to see it until I wear it.
Once you know the sizes, why go to a store?
We just got to find out if it's a Hanes Beefy or if it's an American Apparel.
Every 5 years I add one extra X onto the front of my shirt size, and that's all I need to do.
And just keep going from there.
Basically, just constantly moving up.
Righteous86 asks, what would you rather do than play Medal of Honor?
Ooh, how long have you got? 2 hours. Let's go down. It shows only 2 hours long, right?
Yeah. Let's go down the list. Let's start now. I mean,
play
we've
lots
got
of other games.
let's itemize this list, Gary.
Well, to be fair, I'm kind of ragging on a game that I haven't even played yet. I've just been looking at the reviews and hearing you guys talk about it.
It's not terrible. That's the thing. It's very derivative and.
From the moment they announced this, I think everyone's first reaction was, well, clearly EA feels like they've got to get in on this slice of the action, right? Call of Duty 2 is
absolutely
good. Modern Warfare is
and they even said so much themselves that they said like we're rolling out the EA Gun Club, which is the marketing campaign to encourage people to play all of our shooters, and we're going to take back the shooter crown. So it seemed like from the get-go, when they started talking about Medal of Honor, it was always in that context of we understand people like Call of Duty. We think it would be cool if you liked our games as much as those.
What's your view on the whole controversy around how good taste is this game really in, simulating a war that we're actively engaged in, and clearly they had to backpedal on the whole Taliban thing.
We've been doing that for a decade. Like, there have been, Gulf War and, games set in that era, in that space for a long damn time. It's not like these guys are breaking new ground even with that.
So what is it about this one then that it seemed to come under more fire than some of the others?
It was a sound. It was basically like it made a good soundbite. People were saying like you can play as the Taliban.
That's
like,
what
that
people locked onto.
They were named Taliban, and you could play as them fighting American troops.
Kill American troops, right?
So all they've really done is change the multiplayer. The Taliban and Al Qaeda still figures heavily into the single player.
They still look like the Taliban, right? We just saw them in multiplayer.
Sure.
But they're now the opposing force.
Yes, the opposing force is the actual term, which is not a great term either. But all right, we got some players in here. Let's pick, dude. Really? Okay.
I always look at other people's gamer tags.
I'm just gonna shut this thing off. This locks up again.
Whenever I see other people's gamer tags, I always feel like I didn't put enough imagination into mine. Like I see names like Fecal Dagger and Berserking Guts, and I feel like I should have worked a little bit harder on my
Fecal
own gamer
Dagger's a favorite. He's a recurring character.
He's a regular on here?
We've seen him in weeks past.
Yeah.
It's a good one. You see that one, you're like, yeah, I crapped up. I really did a bad job on mine.
How can you not want to have that guy on your friends list, right? Like, I'm sure he never gets his friend invites turned down.
Either he gets no friend invites or a lot of friend invites.
Yeah.
And from people that you don't want friend invites from.
My favorite one that I ever saw was a guy whose name was Les Dudis. I thought that was particularly good.
All right, so we have a play group together here. We've got 3 other players here with us, and some invites sent out. And then I'm gonna hit start match again. Last time I hit that, it said joining game, and then dumped us back to this menu.
Searching for game.
It's kind of annoying that in this day and age that multiplayer gaming is fairly well entrenched, and yet when I play multiplayer games, it often seems like 4 or 5 times out of every 10 or so.
It's like, connection error.
I'm not going to get through. It's still a lottery to get a working online game.
Yeah, I mean, and this game works with the same kind of infrastructure they used for Bad Company 2, which is a little bit different from the typical Xbox stuff. It seems like EA is running their own servers somewhere in a bunker, and you're connecting to those as opposed to the kind of purely peer-to-peer stuff that you're used to with Xbox. All right, so we're in.
Oh, you're in the game.
So this is a full game. So we aren't necessarily, this is not all us.
Have they thrown in a bunch of randoms as well?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's our play group, as they say.
Now, is your play group? Are you all on the same team, or did you get split up?
I believe we're on the same team.
Jeff, on your next, or I guess on your first death here, can we look at some of the class stuff real quick?
Sure.
Oh, you're dead.
I'm dead.
Great. Let's check out these classes.
I think you killed him too, though.
Oh, so it's just 3 classes.
Yeah, 3
Rifleman,
classes.
Spec Ops, Sniper, and then they've got. I think you said they have a carrot on the stick system. It's just a shitty carrot.
Yeah, it's kind of a you unlock more stuff, but the stuff that you really care about is going to be the extra magazine, and red dot sight,
sure,
and that sort of stuff. And
you
get that pretty early on.
I'm going to say you get shit on a carrot, just throw it away.
Yeah.
Don't even try salvaging that carrot. Just get rid of it. You're done. Get a new carrot. Steve, how's the chat going? You got any questions from there?
Yeah, we have a few questions. Grimy616 asks, "What are the chances of a Medal of Honor sequel to this?"
A sequel to this game?
Yeah.
I think that depends on who you ask. I think that it's
a little early to say, isn't it?
I would assume that absolutely. Before and after, I think that, like EA was very forthcoming about we're taking a crack at Modern Warfare, which as a major game publisher that is publicly held, it would be irresponsible of them not to try to take a crack at one of the most profitable.
Yeah. We can make money doing this.
Yeah,
probably.
it's like we need to try.
Right.
And if this game isn't the one that hit, I think they need to give it at least one more go. They have like it's crazy. They have maybe the deepest bench of first-person shooter developers of any of the like major publishers.
Yeah,
So
and Medal of
if-
Honor is an established brand, just as they did with Call of Duty. They're taking the old World War II brand and bringing that forward, so people know the name already.
So it's not the most original idea, but neither was WoW. So
This is probably not going to do Modern Warfare type numbers, though, don't you think?
No.
I mean, and it wouldn't need to justify a sequel.
No. I think that this could just be a loss leader. Like I think this game can eat it, and they can learn some lessons about what worked and what didn't, and how to take another crack at it.
But at the same time, I mean, DICE has Battlefield 3 coming.
Right.
EA has their deal with Respawn. Like they have other teams out there that can make shooters. Like maybe one of those guys makes a Medal of Honor or something. But I don't know that this team or the team that worked on the campaign maybe
Still,
they're kind of getting the short end of the stick maybe because DICE has other irons in the fire, whereas these guys turned in like a pretty lackluster campaign. In this situation, it's
I'm
hard.
glad I didn't get any of the EALA guys on the phone. This would have been awkward.
Speaking of Battlefield 3,
Yes.
Viper asks, he wants to know your thoughts on Battlefield 3 probably being on consoles.
Yeah, I don't think they should do that.
Gary, thoughts?
I didn't fully hear the question. Battlefield 3.
So Battlefield
being
3, when you buy Medal of Honor, you get a beta invite for Battlefield 3, and that includes the console versions of the game, leading people to believe that Battlefield 3 is going to be coming to consoles.
There's been no official thing.
I don't think they've actually really said, but considering the legacy of the core Battlefield franchise,
Which has
and what
always been
Battlefield
PC,
2 was,
right?
like that seems like a move that will water down what Battlefield 3
Is
will
there
eventually
something about
be.
the complexity of that kind of shooter that's not well lent to consoles then?
I just think that with that game's always been about difficult to pilot vehicles and like a battlefield with a wide scope that I don't think really maps well to a console controller.
Right.
So yeah, I think that they're in danger of screwing up the core Battlefield franchise if they aren't careful.
But I think that I think those are valid concerns because there is a specific feel to Battlefield games from other, multiplayer first-person shooters. But I think if there's anyone that is going to have a chance of making that work, it is DICE. And hopefully they get to focus on that stuff between now and I guess late 2011 is the expected release for
Yeah,
for 3.
I guess so. Yeah.
Again, I don't think there's any official word out of EA. Are you just shooting dudes? What's the?
This is team deathmatch.
Okay, just straight up. Your guys shooting the other guys.
Yep.
So we were saying before, given the game has a somewhat realistic context, they can't really get too creative with the game modes. It has to be fairly just straight up shooting and attack and defend, right?
More or less, yeah. And also they've kind of taken the core modes that you would expect from a modern military shooter. You shooting the other guy and you defending some objectives and that sort of stuff. It's
like capture the flag's a hard thing to do in this kind of context.
Is there a field lattice generator out there that you have to activate?
right. But yeah, Call of Duty definitely does do capture the flag.
Right.
I think they could have done capture the flag here. It would have seemed a little strange, but this game is not realistic. It takes place in a realistic setting, and there were a lot of people that were ready to be very up in arms about this product, but there's nothing controversial about it. It's you are aiming the gun at the other guys and pulling the trigger. If you stop and think about it, then you realize like, oh, well, this is this faction, this is this faction, but at no point does the game really deal with the hard stuff. It doesn't really deal with anything heavy at all.
So that's the thing that for me actually is kind of controversial. I think if you're going to set a game in this kind of context, then you've got kind of a moral imperative to try to take it seriously and maybe grapple a bit with the hard stuff. Like you look at, no one's done like a crazy action movie set in Iraq or Afghanistan yet, because that would be considered in poor taste. All those movies have been very serious. So I feel like the games should take themselves seriously as well. If you just turn this into like a glamorous macho shoot 'em up, that's kind of lame.
I think it's hard to hit that note without seeming exploitative.
Yeah,
in a game.
And so they do have some moments in here. I mean, there's there's a friendly fire incident in the campaign.
Right.
And that's about as heavy as it gets. But it's you're so detached from it at that point. It's just a cutscene. So it almost feels like that maybe they were kind of shying away from anything that could have been picked out as too heavy.
Yeah, I mean the fun thing about the Modern Warfare games is even though they're set in the modern day, because the scenarios are so fictionalized, they can do crazy Tom Clancy stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, Modern Warfare 2, they just went off a cliff with the craziness.
I would say I bet Tom Clancy is just jealous.
Tom Clancy,
he looks at it and goes, "Oh!"
Tom Clancy, I'm sure, was looking at those games going, "Come on."
How come Jack Ryan isn't there in the front lines pulling the trigger? He could have been there.
They did. I mean, as awesome as it was, fighting in the Oval Office and stuff, it was
ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, like, dude, the scene in space and EMP is going off in DC and planes dropping out of the sky.
I loved every minute of it.
It's like, this is so ridiculous.
It is good fun. That scene when you first come out of the underground kind of staging area and Washington D.C. is like all ablaze and stuff. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, that game has some high impact moments.
Who won?
The single player.
Our team won.
Oh, your team won. Okay. Yay! Well done.
Though I did not do especially well.
You seem like you got some kills.
I did get a few in there.
In fact, your total team score was actually
your
lower.
score is lower, but you won.
Yes.
And you had less kills.
What?
It does that sometimes. I don't really know.
Like, what's
If I was the other team, I'd be pretty pissed right now.
Yeah.
But maybe it's the other part that's wrong. Who can say?
Look, Chaotic
you
Wasabi,
lost.
there's another one. Everyone has a better gamer tag than me. Chaotic Wasabi, that's a great gamer tag.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I think as long as your gamer tag doesn't have any numbers in it, you're doing okay.
You have to just put a shitload of X's on the front and back of yours, and you'll be good.
That's what I'll probably have to do.
All
right, so now you get to be the good guys.
Yeah, so
the three classes are the same no matter what side you're on.
Right, and the weapons are identical across the. I mean, well, it's an AK-47 versus an M16, but
functionally,
statistically,
stat-wise,
they're
exactly the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And again, being set in Afghanistan, there's not really they can't really get too creative with the environments. It's all just going to be this kind of bland, rocky desert. Right?
Yeah, well, it's rocky desert and then burned out villages.
Yeah. So does that get kind of samey after a while?
Yeah.
So are you always playing as Rangers in the?
Kill him up close. There you go. Did you
Again.
do the thing there where you remembered to switch to your
I did.
secondary? That's good gameplay.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Don't.
I never remember.
Yeah,
Don't
that's-
reload.
Every
switch.
single game in the tutorial, they tell you that, right?
yeah.
Don't reload. Switch to your secondary. I never do it. I
Yeah.
always die like with my magazine half in the rifle.
I always die. For me, it's always I'm just trying to gun butt them to death.
But I think that sounds kind of rude. Is that? Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
mean like with the butt of your
Yeah.
gun? Okay.
Yes. So Gary, to your point about trying to do like a serious modern day like Iraq or Afghanistan war game, like 6 Days in Fallujah, like they were trying to.
That was actually the most controversial one.
and they were trying to go in that direction, and
They claim it's still going to happen.
They got shut.
If you
the
talk
hell
to
down.
Atomic, I think they'll say like, oh yeah, no, it's.
I do take your point though, is that even though you kind of feel like you might want to try to take it more seriously, there's still this prejudice that simply because it's a game,
Yeah.
the more serious you take it, the more people feel like you're being exploited rather than trying to do something mature.
Right. Well, it's a slippery slope because it's because of the first person perspective, like that makes it a lot more. It can at least make it a lot more personal. At least it seems that way. If you're watching a film or something, it's like you are looking at the characters doing these things from kind of the voyeuristic perspective.
Right.
Whereas this, like, you are actively doing these things.
Yeah. Do you think this will suffer from the fact that Black Ops is only a few weeks away now, and maybe a lot of people have decided to hold out for that?
I do think so. Yeah. Even in a year where Call of Duty is potentially questionable just because of everything that's happened around Infinity War and all that development nonsense.
Yeah.
You've got that, and Halo Reach is already out there. So, kind of the two big guns as far as first-person shooting are concerned.
The first-person
right
player base is probably as thinly stretched across all these games as it's ever been.
And also, people are still playing Battlefield Bad Company 2.
Yeah.
So. It's hard to imagine a place for. But at the same time, if Medal of Honor, if this game was great,
oh, he got you.
Yeah, if this game was a great game, I think it could definitely carve into that stuff. It's just that they didn't pull it off. The game's just not as good as it needs to be.
Like decent parts, but they needed great parts to compete with like what the first-person shooter multiplayer space is always super competitive, and like to your point, Jeff, between Call of Duty and Halo.
Do you rank up and get perks and things in this?
Yeah, you do. So the first thing I'll get pretty soon here is going to be an extra magazine for my rifle.
Okay.
And then after that, you get red dot sight. And then after that, they start getting a lot less interesting. And you also level up per class. So I'm only leveling up my rifleman class here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So they only have 15 levels per class. They don't have to go, just 50 overall or anything like that.
I like the explosions in this game. I like that they're just smoking dirt.
Graphically, I think it looks pretty good. It's as good as any of the others out there.
So this game, the one thing I will say about Medal of Honor is that it is very good with smoke. Smoke actually matters a lot more than it typically does in a first-person shooter. So the rifleman doesn't get real grenades; he gets smoke grenades.
I've seen you've been tossing a lot of smoke grenades.
So I've been tossing these out here, and they really are useful for kind of pushing up, especially when you're attacking against in the more objective-based modes. You need to press up. You need to get up there, and the smoke grenades are actually really useful for that.
Yeah.
Wolf.
I think you just ranked up, didn't you?
You just wolfed up. Steve, let's get some more questions coming in from the chat room, please.
Yeah, sure. Both Ronald and Dr. Grumbles share fairly the same questions. So, apart from kill cams, what ways could have been used to make the player deaths less jarring?
I don't know that player deaths should be less jarring.
I think kill cams or the still frame thing that Team Fortress 2 does are good because they show you what happened. They give you a chance to learn from your mistakes.
What's the one that shows you the kill from the point of view of the person who killed you? Is that Modern Warfare that does that?
Yeah, those are the kill cams.
I always like that because I like to know how I got killed. Just to learn, I want to know how someone got
like,
killed.
that guy was over there and sniped me, or
most of the time, kill him. Yeah, secondary.
Yeah.
So that's good FPS discipline.
Wow, so far, actually, Gary's advice has been working.
All right. Oh, I forgot to.
Strangely, I always remember to do it when someone else is playing, but when I'm the one with the controller, I freak out and I can't get it done.
You need another you to be there to tell you, kill that guy.
I need a doppelganger
Shoot that
me.
guy. Kill, kill, kill.
I need to kind of carve my mind up so one person is playing and the other person is telling me how to play.
Okay, so I actually need to go here and... Come on, right bumper.
What's the victory condition here? At what point do you win?
It's 120 kills. This is just team deathmatch.
Across the team?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why this is so sluggish here, but the menus are not. There we go. So I've enabled my extra magazine that I get for leveling up, which is nice.
So it is actually like material to performance, some of these perks or whatever they call them.
Yeah, I mean, red dot sights are useful. The iron sight's not bad, but...
red dot is what you want.
Yeah. Oh.
So is the rifleman just kind of the most all-aroundy class here?
Spec Ops gets real grenades. They don't get a grenade launcher, but they get an RPG. Okay. So in some of the maps that have vehicles, that's a little more useful.
So that tank that's in this map, that's just a
burned out tank. That's,
okay.
No.
So there's no drivable vehicles.
There are drivable vehicles.
There are.
Yeah,
okay.
It's in the combat mission game type, which is the kind of the most battlefieldy of the bunch.
Like objective base.
Yeah.
All that jazz.
What kind of vehicles are there?
There's a tank, and there's another tank, I think.
A tank and another tank.
They might in fact be the same tank, just on different maps. All right. Put this up a little bit here. Oh, there's a guy right there.
Oh, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get any kind of kill cam really in this.
Yeah, you just fall over dead, and you see the name of the person who killed you, and you're like, okay.
You don't know how it happened, though.
And in some of these larger maps, I mean, when we get up to the rooftops here, there can be guys all the way across the map just sniping, and you just fall over dead, and you're not really sure why. I could be standing here, and then a guy all the way over there could be gunning me down, and you end up with no idea why.
The good old-fashioned health bar in first-person games kind of died off, didn't it? It used to be.
Yeah, I mean it's.
You have to run around and pick up a health pack.
It's regenerating health. So
now you just the new system seems to be just like get out of trouble for a few seconds and your health will come back.
I think it makes sense from a gameplay perspective because you end up in that situation where you only have 20 health and you're like, well, now if I run into anyone, I'm pretty much dead. So
right. Well, unless you find a health
right.
pack or something or a big bone of ham or roast chicken or something. I used to like games that just had that.
I think that makes sense for games like Battlefield. You know, they still had regular health, and in Bad Company 1 at least, I think Bad Company 2 did as well. So because you had medics, you had medics, so you'd have to like heal,
drop
dudes,
health packs
and stuff.
I would like to see that, just like one kind of really old-fashioned incongruous element, like in a game like this, but there's like big roast chickens that you could grab and reconstitute your health.
Like it was Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
You have to go shoot trash cans so that hamburgers fall out of them.
There was just a great old thing from the days of classic video gaming, how food was analogous to health.
Yeah.
Like grab a big piece of ham or something and you get your health back.
Or in Golgo 13, smoking was analogous to
and
sex. Oh, really?
Yeah.
My
Smoke
goodness.
to get back health. Because that's how it works after you've been shot.
Was this a video game from the 50s or something?
No, Japan.
Okay.
So same difference.
Basically, yeah.
Japan in the 80s was America in the 50s. So, are we still doing just team death here?
We are.
Okay. We've changed. This is a different kind of brown.
No, yeah. Now we're on a different map, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a little more bricks and mortar here.
Oh, there was a guy on my left. And there's the type of gun he had.
Can you call in airstrikes and do that sort of thing?
Yeah, see that 0 out of 50 down there. If I
Okay.
get that to 50, then I can call in either a UAV or a mortar strike.
How do you get that to 50?
Every time you kill someone, the 10 and the 15, those points you get up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So kill streaks.
Yeah. So you kind of have to streak them together. It's their take on the Modern Warfare
Similar to
kill
the
streak
Modern Warfare system, yeah. Did they ever figure out there was a lot of exploiting going on in Modern Warfare 2, where at some point you could just sit in the corner and just keep nuking people? Or there was a lot of weirdness going on where they constantly have to keep ahead of the player base and all the exploits that they find.
I mean, but that kind of always happens whenever you have a game that is hugely popular like that, because you're going to have more people playing that game live than you could ever dream to have trying to test it out.
Right.
So it's like you can test and test and test, but when 1 million people are suddenly playing your game,
someone will always find a way to worm through even the narrowest crack in your game design.
I mean, well, they just have more time and bodies to kind of punch away at that wall and
right. It's
Jurassic
just a war
Park
of
style
attrition.
figure out where the dead spot in the fence is so they can push through.
Yep. And you just got to stay ahead of them all the time.
I mean, I'm sure that they do their due diligence and try and get the stuff as stable and secure as they can, but
what?
Oh, you're dead.
It's kind of one of the reasons why I've long believed that no matter how much copy protection and DRM you try and put on stuff, pirates will always figure a way through that.
Nature finds a way.
Because pirates have infinite time and wide resources, whereas if you're making a retail product, you work for a company that has finite time, finite resources, and finite people. So.
Unless you're someone like Blizzard, where you can hire armies of people to constantly be
monitoring
there you go.
the players. They do have infinite time and money.
They do. They have infinite amount of money.
They can actually do that. They're one of the rare ones.
They built an entire building that's nothing but GMs.
But it also took them, 14 years to come out with the sequel.
Had to get to that point, yeah.
Or 18, depending on how you want to count the timeline for when they actually put out the last part of StarCraft 2.
Sure.
Yeah, because that's going to be a few more years before it's fully out, I guess.
Yeah. This is a first-person shooter online. I could tell because that dude just blindly lobbed that grenade.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hit something.
Will was telling me there's some weird bugs as well, like people going through doors without them opening and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of scripting issues in the single-player campaign that really drag it down.
You wonder on a AAA release like this, coming from a company as big as EA, with all the QA resources they have, stuff like that still slips through the net. Again,
I wonder if at some point they just kind of give up and go like, well,
it's got to be out by Christmas.
We have to hit this ship window.
I have to imagine that's exactly the stuff that makes QA people insane, because they see it and they report it and they triple underline it, and then
it all gets waived.
And they ultimately will
they'll
get the blame. No one will remember that it had to be shipped by a certain date.
The designer's like, we don't have time, we don't have the resources, there's nothing we can do about that.
And of course, the culture now is also, of course, we can just patch it later.
Right. Well, especially when it comes to your online stuff, because your single player stuff, maybe you have to sew up a little tighter because there's a chance that people will play it offline. But for your online thing, you have to be able to get on the internet. That means that we can push patches to you. So
what's the statistic for people like, for example, on Xbox that we're playing right now? The number of people that are actually online was, when I saw the numbers, it's a smaller percentage than I thought. I imagine that the vast majority of Xbox 360 gamers are online, but in fact,
it's
fairly
like
sizable
half or
portion aren't.
something. Yeah.
So you can't
that's,
always.
I don't know, like half. That's pretty remarkable.
I'm sure people will correct us on the numbers, but it's fewer than I and many other people imagined.
Yeah.
You'd think like 75-80% of people would be on Xbox Live. They're not. It's fewer than that. So you do have to do what you can to.
Yeah. No, you have to. You have
not
to
rely too much on being able to patch games after the fact.
You have to remember that there's someone out there still on blades.
Yeah, on the original Xbox dashboard.
Oh my goodness.
Well, no, that stuff comes on discs.
Oh, okay.
So,
they'll get
so
you
theoretically, yeah.
Where do you get what do you have to do? Mail send off for the disc?
No, they actually put it onto game discs. So you'll put it in the game disc. It's like, hey, you got to update.
You get the update whether you want it.
Right. Kind of PSP style.
Yeah.
Have you played around with the fall update for this year yet?
I've not. Just been.
What's it like? Big changes?
Nah, not really huge. It'll have Kinect support, and that'll probably be the big deal. But
it seems kind of like a lot of aesthetic. Like
well, yeah, that'll be the big deal as far as like the biggest change, I guess. But provided you have a Kinect, I pre-ordered mine.
New avatars.
Somebody told me that pre-order for Kinect is like it's all maxed out. I don't
know. Amazon's still taking pre-orders. I don't believe that either.
You know what? That was coming out of the UK. They were saying UK pre-orders for Kinect were sold out at
I tweeted
at like
something
Amazon
about,
UK and Game.
I had tweeted something about how I thought that both Kinect and Move were going to fail, and I had a lot of people saying that no, Kinect's going to be great.
I came out of E3 pretty bullish on Kinect. The stuff I saw seemed interesting, and I came away actually very sweet on Dance Central. But it seems like just about everything that people have, like third parties have been trying to show off since then, have not gone over swimmingly.
Right.
It seems like it's been kind of problematic with a lot of that stuff. So I don't know. It's hard to say based on that first wave of software. Just because, like both for the Move and Kinect, this has to be your proof of concept.
I think if they could have found a way to get it out there at $99, I imagine it probably will be like there within a year anyway. But there's once you go over that $99 price point.
You think a year? You think it's going to take that long?
I don't think it's going to do great, and I think they're going to have to drop the price.
I think a year is generous.
Oh, you think it'll drop quicker than that?
I think it'll drop quicker than a year.
So you don't think there's going to be a huge amount of uptake on it over the holiday period? They're going to look at their holiday numbers and they'll decide.
I'll say this: if Microsoft puts even $1 into their marketing campaign, I think they will wipe the floor with what Sony's done for Move thus far.
I mean, who even knows that Move is a thing? Like,
maybe Sony's like saving their money for like the real holiday push.
Yeah, after Thanksgiving.
Like, okay, like now is when we really start kind of putting. I guess they're doing some TV ads.
I haven't seen a lot.
There's the Kevin Butler stuff. They've been doing a little bit of that here and there, but they haven't really gone out of their way to say like the Move. This is what it is. You should really check this thing out.
There's nothing really at launch that is that compelling for Move.
Yeah, I mean the Sports Champion I think is Sports Champions. That's basically their Wii Sports answer, and it's pretty cool. But it is their Wii Sports answer.
Yep.
Like good on fidelity, but it's like zero personality to it. It doesn't have the charm of a Wii Sports.
And I think people are less impressed because it just does seem like kind of more of a high-tech Wii. Like that, the novelty of that, of motion control is long since past now. Wii.
I'll say
it was great when it first came out.
Playing with it in a dark room and the little
the flashing bulbs.
It looks awesome.
That must be great if you're high as well. I imagine.
Yes. No, you feel like you're in your little one-man rave.
It's like a Jeff Minter game or something.
Yeah. Now, where's the Jeff Minter game?
Yeah, you got to believe that Jeff is coming up with something for Kinect or Move.
No, whatever. He's programmed it to just have the balls light up, and he's just playing it with the system turned off.
Yeah, he's just standing there in a dark room. Who won that one?
We did.
Okay.
Yay! After this one, we want to check in, see if more people have leapt into the fray here for some Modern Warfare. Medal of Modern on
Call of Modern Honor.
Blank of blank.
Colon blank.
Hour of Victory 2.
Band of
Dude,
Heroes.
that's ice cold.
Colon.
I think you've taken it too far.
That is not that's not me indicating the quality of this game, for the record.
At least I was mixing it up with a very well-regarded game. But
is this EA's big holiday play? Is this it for them? Their big one?
They go after so many different segments. It's hard to say anymore. They've got EA Sports MMA shipping next week.
Yeah. They're bringing The Sims 3 to consoles, which is it's not such a big deal, I guess. But
that's
I know. Like
actually, I'm really
Need for Speed.
Need for
Right,
Speed
yeah.
looks great. I played that at PAX and loved it. I love when cops are chasing you. That's always exciting. And it's a great developer too. They got the best developer.
I am Jeff and I both huge fans of Criterion's past work.
I'm a Burnout free. I buy all the new Burnout games today. I love them.
Yeah.
And I think hopefully they've brought some of that Criterion crazy magic, which it looks like they have, to Hot Pursuit.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, because it's also been a while since Criterion has made a not Burnout game.
It was the only game at PAX that I went back and played like more than a couple of times, because I just wanted to do a bit more. Cops laying down spike strips and helicopters and sirens. It just feels exciting. I wish they would make Chase HQ, is what I really wanted to do. I want to chase the bad guys.
Yeah.
I'd love
in
to
multiplayer, you do play as the cops. So
you can?
So that's the only thing that I played, and it was interesting, but I didn't necessarily see a lot of long-term interest in a lot of long-term value in the kind of cops versus robbers thing that they
But
had.
driving games inherently have kind of a short lifespan. You get bored of them pretty quickly.
It can be. Well, I mean, like, you look at a lot of the serious racing games, like Forza or Gran Turismo.
Ran after the guy for like 30 seconds trying to stab him.
It's always the, like, just kind of bump your way into first at the beginning of the race, and then that guy wins.
Right.
Like there's always, like, that dynamic seems to come up way too often in the online games.
The rubber banding, which is so prevalent in single-player driving games, has kind of killed it for me. You can't ever really be too good or too bad at those games.
Right. And, Burnout games do that like crazy.
Oh, yeah. And it's a real culture shock when you go to multiplayer, where obviously they have to turn the rubber banding off, and you're like, how did that guy get so far ahead? That's not supposed to happen.
Way better than me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's allowed to happen now.
Still. Damn it.
And the Project Gotham guys are doing something else as well, right? Everyone's switching franchises.
I mean, Bizarre Creations is owned by Activision now.
Right.
And so they're doing James Bond Bloodstone.
Oh, okay.
Which is their
A James Bond driving game?
James Bond driving game.
That could be cool,
It's not all driving, though.
Is it not all driving? Is there non-driving parts
Keep in mind
to
that
it?
they also did The Club.
They did also do The
So-
Club.
Oh, that's right. They did do The Club.
That was not a good game, but they made it, and you can't...
It sure said Bizarre Creations right there on the box.
Yeah.
I did like Blur.
In fact, I don't think that Bloodstone is a driving game at all. We have not seen Bloodstone.
But all of the trailers that they have lots of cars.
Do they? Okay, all right.
I was really torn on Split Second versus Blur, because they both seem, again, like Call of Duty Medal of Honor. They seem like
Did you play both?
Well, but the thing is, I have a thing where I won't give Activision my money unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Because I've got ideological problems with Activision.
Okay.
So given that they both look kind of similar, I just went with Split Second. It was the game that wasn't made by Activision.
Right.
And it was a lot of
You'd
fun.
rather give it to Disney.
It was a lot of fun. And also, I'd read some stuff about Blur being really. All the stuff about like Mario Kart that when you spin off and shell hits you, like the stuff that really makes you want to punch the screen, like
Sure.
Like Blur is like that times a million, and I don't like games that will drive me that crazy up the wall of frustration.
I mean, it's a lot of power-up type stuff.
Yeah.
It is.
It seemed kind of random and arbitrary. Like, I just happen to have hit this thing. Isn't that lucky? Like,
Dark Mario Kart, except that it's that like the item placement on the tracks is not randomized. Like that is kind of like one of the differences is that those things are always going to be in those spots on the track. So it's more of, do I know where to go on the track to get this specific power up, and do I know how to use it well?
Okay.
So a little more skill based, but it still has those kind of swings. I enjoyed both of them. I think they're actually fairly different games.
Split Second has those great scripted events.
Oh, those are so cool. Those are amazing the first time you see them.
You set off
and
the
then
big chain reactions.
Time.
Yeah.
And then by about the fifth time, you're like, okay, yeah, the building falls down, and then I drive up it.
Right.
Somehow, watching the Space Needle crumble in front of you and then driving up it as a ramp loses its luster. It's
But
weird.
the first time is almost worth it just that once. You go, holy shit.
The first time is unbelievable. Like, their ability to frame the action so that you are driving at incredible speeds and you have this great sense of speed, and then also watching this
They got the techno
huge,
music driving you
huge
forward.
slow thing falling in the background, or just a crazy explosion.
And it's far enough ahead that you can see, there's no avoiding it. Like, shit, I hope I hit this the right way. You know it's coming.
Yep.
The other game I played at PAX that seemed like it did a really good job of that was the new MotorStorm, which is set in kind of a post-apocalyptic.
I haven't seen the new MotorStorm at all. I really like Pacific Rift. I thought that was the first one was okay, but the second one I thought they really stepped up their game.
You know that sequence in 2012 when John Cusack's driving the limo through LA and the whole city's that's basically what MotorStorm Apocalypse is.
Oh, that looks great.
It's the whole game is just the whole city collapsing around you while you drive around these courses.
Jeff, you got shot.
Yeah, I got shot.
Try to avoid that in future.
Well,
you know, we have a guides section on the site, Gary. We should really have you get in there and work up your Medal of Honor. Or if someone could just take his tips from this broadcast,
yeah, just create a little soundboards, and then they could chip in.
Shoot!
Yeah, shoot that guy.
All right, let's get a couple of bites from you, Gary, so that they can put this together.
The best one would be like retroactive advice, like to be telling you what you did wrong after the fact. See,
Yep.
you shouldn't have done that, or what you should have done is you should have gone right instead of left.
Well, you didn't shoot that guy.
Oh, you don't let him kill you. You're supposed to kill him.
These are all gems.
oh.
That's where I screwed up. I killed him.
Where's that?
Shoot that guy.
I didn't even see that guy.
Yeah, and with a pistol. That was humiliating.
I've got a pistol too.
That pistol seemed a bit limp
I was
in
gonna
your
say, your
hand.
pistol was a little
It was kind of
wobbly.
wobbly and a kind of limp. Whee! I'm not seeing a lot of discipline there.
Well,
He's not
on sights. He's just got it drawn.
Yeah.
It is a little bouncy, though. Steve, any thoughts about bouncy pistols in the chat?
Grenade
I had
maybe?
to run away from
No.
that grenade.
You got you with the AK-47.
Well, I'll update you on bouncy pistols, but we do have a gun question.
Question.
Yeah, Double Shock wants to know your thoughts on the recoil or the lack thereof.
Yeah, it's very easy to single shot these weapons and stay, like, if I just feather the trigger.
Pretty stable.
Pretty stable.
What happens if you just empty a mag? Is it going to kick up?
A little bit.
Wow, not very much.
These guys are soldiers.
To say they're rangers. Like, isn't it frustrating when a gun is crazy inaccurate and you're supposed to be some sort of trained killer in the game? It's like, why isn't this guy just always spot on?
I guess, but then you haven't been trained. The character's been trained.
Right. But I'm not me. I'm the character.
So they should
I'm
give
not
you more
Jimmy
extra skill.
from Burger King.
Right. You shouldn't be going like Charlize Theron in a bad action movie or something. You should just be.
You mean a good action movie?
Yes, no, this is not. You're not Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies.
Right.
You're supposed to be a trained Army Ranger that just got shot to death.
I think one of the most disappointing things about multiplayer for me is just kind of there's a lot of
You
high.
lost.
Yeah, there we go. We finally lost one.
Yeah, that was a drubbing.
Yeah. Is that there's a lot of high ground, a lot of, like, the sniper is very effective. And actually, it's the sniper rifle that you get is not bolt action. And
it's like clip?
Yeah, so
like
it's
a semi-automatic?
Actually, yeah, it's a semi-automatic sniper rifle, which is nice. Because
So you
it
can
makes the
stay
sniper class more
in the
playable.
scope and keep firing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Jeff, let's see if we can bolster our party up. Why don't you pull up the friends list, see if we have any requests
okay.
coming in here.
I have to wait for this to finish loading up. 2 and 11, not a good round. Not a good round for me.
Not
People
good.
are asking to maybe switch a class.
Yeah, I've seen you do a lot of
no,
sniping.
No. they look like that. It's not. I play rifleman. That's pretty much it. Spec Ops has those submachine guns with lesser range, which I'm not into, and sniper's all right, but it's not the way I play.
You got to have a lot. I guess just like in real life, you got to have a lot of patience and discipline to play sniper. You're not always going to see a lot of action.
Okay, let's see if it takes the group out with us or if we have to re-invite everyone.
All 4 of them.
I also don't like that it harasses us about this online pass thing every single time we get out.
Yeah, what's that?
So that's part of EA's
Project $10.
fighting used game sales is by putting serial numbers in the box and all that stuff. So you can play all the online you want with this, but they're going to come out with content eventually that is free for the people that enter that code, and you have to pay $10 if you want access to that content.
Right. That's their way of turning a game like a one-time purchase. The used game is not going to have that feature.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So people that buy it used will have to pay that $10 to stay up to date. All right.
So it's either stemming used game sales or making sure they get a little piece out of a used game sale by.
Is that just good business or is that evil?
I don't know. Like, is GameStop evil?
Yes.
All right, then
I think most would agree.
So
then it's fighting GameStop.
They're fighting GameStop, so if they're against evil,
the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah,
exactly.
And also keep in mind that PC games have come with serial numbers for decades.
Absolutely. That's why there's no used market at all
the
in PC
1920s, PC games, Space War was serialized.
Got some new friends coming in.
Yeah. See if we can get some of these guys in here with us.
AZ Puentes.
Retro Time Muffin. See why didn't I think of that? That's taken now. I can't get that.
Actually, Time Muffin. That is a Giant Bomb site meme.
I had a friend whose name in Warcraft was Muffin Pants, just because he felt like when he killed someone in PvP, he felt like it added to the humiliation that person had been killed by someone called Muffin Pants.
Would he also wear just like a pink robe the entire
the
time?
gnome mage, which usually is a pretty usually.
If he's a mage, then very flowy robes, anyways.
Yeah, but also the gnomes are tiny, so it's like getting beaten up by your little brother.
Too. That's pretty bad.
I wonder if I can only get. I wonder if I can only have up to 3 people with me.
What happened to? Can you not make parties outside of the game anymore? Isn't that something that's useful for
You can, but I think the game has to then support it. There's nothing in here that says like play with party.
That's just good if you want voice chat that's going to work anywhere.
Okay, match. Is there anything for match setting, or that's just your game mode that you're choosing there?
Yeah.
A lot of people are away.
Well, let's
try a little combat mission.
We'll just have to swap out more frequently. So let's play a little combat mission. This is definitely the most Battlefield-like of the modes, and here we'll be either attacking or defending. It'll be 5 checkpoints that you'll have to kind of step up and plant explosives on. And
right.
That sort of stuff.
I've seen some of the stuff. It seems fun. Like you've seen it before, but
Control points, basically.
Yeah, more or less. Bomb sites, really. You're planting bombs and then guarding them until they explode.
Oh, they keep wanting to remind you about that code, huh?
Yeah. So that was it not finding a server for us, I believe. 360 version of this game has apparently been having some trouble with the online stuff since launch.
Oh, the list is freaking out back there.
Yeah. There we go.
That's right. So usually the PS3 version that you hear about having problems for some reason. Did Modern Warfare 2 have a bunch of problems at launch with online play?
I think it did, yeah.
All right, so
seems like online play is always, and you'd think a decade
it's always
now.
the sort of thing where it's always hard to anticipate the launch rush for a game, I also find it weird that the menus are almost completely unresponsive. Anyway,
are the menus being laggy?
Yeah, like I'm hitting A and it does not spawn. There we go. Okay, attack objectives.
You've just been standing in the spot and hopping for the last minute.
Well, that was kind of a
revenge kill, no less.
That was a gimme. The guy was just spawned right in front of you.
That guy also needs to die.
These are kind of easy.
This is a good spot to be
like
in.
this mode.
So that's because I deployed on the front. So we're here on the front lines making it happen, as opposed to spawning in base and having to come back. Ow.
Oh, no, you're dead. Kill streak had to end sometime.
Gary, you want to scooch over and make a little bit of room? I believe Test.com's own Sir William of Smith is going to be joining us. Will, how's the tea party going?
Damn you, Davis, damn you. It's a lovely tea party. My, what a lovely tea party.
Good to know. Thanks for
ruin my joke for me, damn you. Which one of you told?
My magic earpiece told me.
Vinny! Drew! Drew! How you guys doing today?
We're doing all right. We're playing some Medal of Honor. We have not a lot of people showing up. So
okay, I need to get
up
here
about
and
everything.
Plant explosives on this, but there's no one guarding my back, so we'll see how this goes.
You got to do this.
You
solo.
did it.
Okay.
Luckily, nobody can see where you are or what you're doing. I like this new layout for the TNT. This is.
Yeah, you should keep your eyes up here. Though.
I'm watching that one.
Yeah, that's
okay. I've been doing that. It's hard not to look at.
It's hard not to look at the closer
so
one.
many screens here. I got one over there, one over there, and one over there.
It's hard to get headshots when TVs are far away.
Yeah.
It's always my excuse too, Jeff.
Oh.
Is that siren in the game, or is that something
Yeah,
else?
that siren is that the
evacuate
objective
the
is.
building
Oh, did someone,
What siren? What siren?
did someone defuse that? Where are they? Oh, hey, hi.
Kill that dude.
God.
There you
Okay.
go. See, do what I tell you.
Headshot.
You're like the voice in the ear, Gary.
He's been providing a lot of amazing tips thus far.
Shoot people
I'm
in the
like
face.
shoot that guy.
I'm your killer
Yeah.
instinct. So you
Yeah.
see a guy and so you go kill him.
It's good.
You can't
Shoot him,
hesitate.
shoot him.
I'm going to go and tell you, playing TF2 late at night with Gary Whitta.
Yeah.
When, possibly your defenses are a little bit lowered.
We used to have a lot of fun.
We had a hell of a lot of fun because we would just get on Skype so that people would hear. We could talk to each other over the voice chat on the server. And eventually Gary would just lose his shit completely, and it would be just this foul-mouthed Englishman on the other end of the line that I didn't know anymore.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah.
That's how you unhinge the opposing team. And
Gary,
like Tokyo Rose.
Yeah, exactly.
Gary, is that your go-to game?
Team Fortress 2. You know what's interesting? I actually haven't been back in since they added this very controversial new update.
Yeah.
Where you can now pay
right.
real money for hats and weapons and stuff.
Will Smith, thoughts on this?
Yeah, I was just talking about this in the chat. I feel like probably I've gotten my $25 worth out of that game at this point, and if they want to make more money off of me somehow, that's okay. I wish they had limited it to cosmetic stuff and not weapons.
It is amazing how much an incredible amount of free stuff you can give an audience, and they'll still bite you in the ass as soon as you ask them for the smallest thing from real money.
Well, they're charging a lot for that stuff, though, is the thing. I mean, some of those packs are like $20, $50. I mean, it's a lot of money for.
Yeah, didn't someone on PC
But isn't a lot of
that?
it? Isn't that all stuff that you can also just earn?
Yeah, but it takes a long, long time to earn.
Time is money, man.
No, I understand.
Like I think, like if it's like I can spend 50 hours grinding my ass out.
I'm totally down with that.
Is that how long it takes for you to grind your ass out?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of? You need a bigger grinder, probably. Some sort of like maybe a Dremel tool's not the right thing.
We can work on tested. We can figure out what the right ass grinder is for me.
Ryan's ass grinder tested next week.
But you're absolutely right. In Team Fortress 2, over the years, they have given users an extraordinary amount of free stuff.
Yeah, I mean, 120 updates or something ridiculous.
I know. And the first one comes along, hey, maybe you like
got
to
shot
buy
by an
something.
apple.
I would rather them say, hey, give me $20. Let's have some more content. But I understand. I mean, they don't want to split up the community. They don't want to have haves and have-nots in there. I understand why they do this. I totally get it. I mean.
The problem with this
Haters gonna
microtransaction
hate, right?
model is I don't have any respect for a player that I know just bought something rather than earned it.
Oh, I just went and bought a whole bunch of shit yesterday.
Did you? I have no respect for you.
Okay. I'll have to
Well,
live
at
with
least
that.
they went and labeled all the old stuff as like vintage or whatever, so you can at least know.
Well,
that
but I feel like they should label the new stuff that's earned that way too.
It should
you
be
know?
gold if you earned it, and it
Yeah.
should be
Make little stink lines.
stink
come
lines
off
coming off it if you had to buy it. Yeah,
It's
like
gonna
shame.
not help
Oh,
sales.
I'd buy
lines.
everything then.
exactly.
I'd pen it up.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I think someone on PC
In
Gamer
fact, you could charge
calculated.
me extra for stink lines.
You'd pay like $30 for a stink lines hat. In,
Maybe like
an
that big
Xbox
pen.
stink lines.
Well,
nice
that was good.
Stab.
Did you butt him in
I
the head?
stabbed
there?
that man in the
Oh,
back
it was
of
a
his
stab?
head.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's how you
I
kill
like
pod
that.
people, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, back of the neck.
Back of the neck, right at the base of the skull.
Securing the area. Oh, you're dead.
I took a few more lines down on it. It's all sticks. So.
I understand we have some questions
Whittle
from
away.
the chat.
Whittle away.
Internet Steve, why don't you lay a couple on us?
Yeah, you previously mentioned ass grinder. Seth Fotopoulos wants to know, what would a bouncing pistol sex move entail? Now, you don't have to answer that, but...
Yeah, just to go to the next question.
Okay. Thoughts about the absence of spotting? With no kill cam, spotting seems like a helpful way to discourage camping.
Spotting.
Spotting.
Like
Like
Battlefield style
Battlefield
spotting.
style
Q. Or
Yes, yeah, you're not wrong, but at the same time, this game is streamlined in such a way that would seem too complicated. That's not the game they're trying to make.
What is spotting?
Spotting is like when you hit, I guess it's Q or the back button if you're playing a console Battlefield, where you can kind of alert your team that, hey, there is a man here, and it shows up on their
puts a little
their
carrot
map.
over there,
Yeah.
over their heads.
It puts the HUD thing up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a little frame maybe.
I think that's a great thing in the Battlefield games, but it's kind of the opposite of what this game is about.
Well,
And it's also great in Battlefield because, at least for me, where it's like, all right, I can't shoot that guy, but I can help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can contribute to this somehow, even if I'm just going to get murdered because I'm terrible at this game.
And it's much better than getting on the microphone and be like, hey, there's a tank over there, there's a tank over there. And then you're
Yeah,
like,
like,
where's
over where?
Over where?
Yeah.
Exactly. It cuts to the quick for sure.
Yes.
Steve, more questions?
Space Penguin asks, is there much difference between the feel of playing the multiplayer compared to the campaign, since they were both made on different engines?
Yeah, they feel different.
They're on different engines?
Yeah, they're on different engines made by different developers even.
What? This is Frostbite,
it's crazy.
right?
This is the DICE guys, this
Yeah.
is the Battlefield stuff. The
Why did
single
they
player
do
is
that?
made by...
Play to the strengths of the developers?
Yeah, I guess that's what they thought. But it results in a lot of differences between
It sounds like
between
talking
them
to,
that are a little strange.
like during development, or I guess kind of near the end of development, I was talking to some of the guys from the EALA team, and they were basically saying that they go off and they do their thing, and we don't necessarily really
Strange.
coordinate.
I've never heard of
Canadian
that
powers?
before.
So,
Where the single-player and multiplayer components are made by two totally different teams.
yeah, that's. I mean, it's
not even different teams, but different.
It's not
development
super
companies.
common, but
Like
the first
Splash
I've heard of
Damage
it.
did multiplayer for Quake 4, maybe?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's like
But it's the
done
same
that, so-
engine.
Same engine. That's true.
But these are different
so yeah,
engines.
the
even.
different engine
engines
thing
is
is
crazy.
that's probably pretty rare. But yeah,
So you end up with a situation where you
Completely
can
different teams.
lean in the single player, but you can't lean here.
Huh.
You can go prone in the single player, and you can't here.
well, removing prone is something they did in Battlefield Bad Company 2 as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's an engine thing at this point.
Maybe.
It
maybe.
seems weird that you
Also,
can't
you can't lower the camera.
Yeah, it doesn't go down any
That's
further.
as far as it goes. That's
So
as far as it goes.
if you're running and you hit the duck button in single player, you kind of slide. So you can use to slide into cover. In this, you just duck and keep moving.
Just more slow.
Which that's kind of the thing that gets me the most, because that's actually really cool in the single player. It'd be nice if it had that.
I feel like this genre is kind of spinning its wheels at this point. I'm not seeing a tremendous amount of innovation
Yeah.
in these games.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like real-time strategy fatigue of the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I just wonder how much longer it's gonna.
I mean,
It's going to be the biggest thing going, and if it's not going to be, what's going to replace it?
Yeah, I mean, what do you do next?
Yeah.
That was good. Ribbon. You got a ribbon.
Nice.
Distinguished
Distinguished
assault ribbon.
assault. I think that's for 10 kills in a round.
This seems.
I mean, it's kind of just refinement and streamlining. It's addressing the issues that we've been talking about, Gary, about 4 out of 10 matches having a disconnect error and matchmaking and stuff that the stuff that Bungie's been doing with Halo. Like Halo kind of plays like Halo always has,
Right.
But they get smart about matchmaking and they get smart about how they pair people up and differentiate the skills and the skill set. So
Yeah, I mean, up until Reach, like they added dual weapons and the dual wielding, then they took it away. But the core kind of game.
I mean, it's like
very similar.
movement speed
Yeah.
and just kind of tactics and basic stuff. I'm sure Halo fans will disagree, and there are a lot of.
Well, it's subtle refinements, though.
It is very subtle.
Yeah.
It is very subtle.
I mean, the last thing I can remember that really felt like it was a big change in the way we play these type of games was when cover came in. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Gears of War and Rainbow
cover,
Six bringing the
I
cover
think
mechanic.
By making third-person games matter again.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Medal of Honor's again. God damn it.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare's perk system is the most significant thing that's happened to multiplayer in the last 5 years,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. Like, the matchmaking stuff is a big deal, but giving me a reason, because that was always the thing up to that point in multiplayer games, is if I'm not there day one,
You're gonna get crushed.
learning this game as hard as
Yeah.
I possibly can, I'm just going to get destroyed and not have any fun because I'm always going to be at the bottom of the pack.
But doesn't the
and
perk
why do I
system
keep
make that
playing?
even worse though? Because it means that I'm playing like level 20 players now.
I'm still losing, but I'm still getting something out of it. I am
the,
getting
the
a sense of
pellets coming
progression.
out of the Skinner machine.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, it's like WoW in that regard. Like,
Yeah.
WoW is the same basic philosophy.
You may not be getting any better in terms of your own skill.
The experience might not even be changing. You're just getting a different robe, but there's a robe to be had.
Right.
Well, and I mean, the thing is, even when you lose in Call of Duty, you still gain enough experience at low levels to advance at a pretty good pace, where you're getting a new level every couple of rounds,
Right.
even if you're just getting decimated over and over
I
again.
must admit, for as long as I was able to tolerate playing Modern Warfare 2 before I just realized I was just fatally out of my league, the perk system was what kept me going for as long as I could be.
It's a significant thing. I think
But it's depressing when you get killed by a level 35 player. You're like, oh, how long is it going to take me to get there? And it just rewards the cat asses even more. The players that buy the game the first day and have 18 to 20 hours. They apparently don't have jobs or families or anything else to do.
Yeah.
These are the
That's our bread and butter.
These
Once
are the
once you wave.
Yeah.
Thank you
Hi.
for subscribing.
Guys, we love you.
You mean people would
Please send money.
subscribe to a website,
Yeah.
something like that.
that Penny Arcade cartoon from a week or so ago was the one that hit me the most about the Halo mode for people with
Oh
with
yeah,
families.
no, it'd be an adult playlist for people over 30.
I gotta get out of here. It's almost 9 o'clock. The baby's crying. Like they genuinely should have that zone.
Yeah.
They should add like the grandpa zone to Xbox Live and just
like,
let us
we're-
anyone over the age of 35.
We're old. We don't have time.
Oh, what's that? I haven't seen that.
Mortar Strike.
Okay, you've earned a Mortar
Yes.
Strike.
Yeah, let's call it in over here and
Where there's no target.
see what happens.
Or
This is about where they're going to be, I think.
Because it's not fun.
You don't shoot where they are, you shoot where they're going to be.
For an older player like me who's,
I got organic dank.
Brain and reaction times are slowing down a little bit. Like, I've avoided playing Halo Reach because I just know that it's going to be an exercise in humiliation.
The hell, there's vehicles in this? That's crazy.
Yep.
There's this tank.
Oh, that's a tank.
Only in this mode.
That's a live tank? Okay.
Yeah, with another guy manning a gun.
Is it just for one? Oh, it's for two people
Yeah,
in
for
there?
two.
You hop on top of it?
Can you get in it? No.
Can you get run over by it?
I think so.
Okay.
Trying not to.
Friendly fire?
No.
This feels significantly faster than Bad Company 2, which
Oh,
is
yeah,
kind of
definitely,
welcome.
definitely.
Yeah.
Bad Company 2 was kind of ugly.
It's less of a time to kill game too, and more of a kind of Twitch game. It looks like.
Yeah, They every time they came to any kind of design crossroads, they said, "Well, Call of Duty's faster," and then went that way.
And
then I died.
But you know
It's definitely faster.
You know what we learned is still even faster though?
What?
Duke Nukem 3D.
No kidding.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I want to see someone to have the balls to make a modern first-person shooter that goes at that speed.
I don't want that fast. I just want Quake.
I don't think modern engines are even capable of that.
Yeah.
Quake 1?
That was
Quake
cool.
2, I mean, you were...
Quake 1
that
was
marathon
crazy
speeds.
fast. Quake 1 was crazy fast.
Yeah.
Marathon speeds.
I think Duke was faster though. Still, that Duke game last week, I had forgotten how fast and how hard. I forgot how hard it is to hit people with a rocket launcher when you can't aim at the ground.
Right, it's like you can't just splash damage them. You have to hit them.
You have to look and figure. And now that people can strafe, the whole thing's out the window.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Internet Steve, let's get some more questions in from the chat, please.
Yeah, Godot wants to know, did the military jargon in this game go too far on the realism versus accessibility scale?
I think so.
Well, you can't really understand what they're saying because it's all...
Yeah,
highly
there's definitely
professional
parts where
jargon.
they're talking. It took me a few levels to realize that when they say AQ, they mean Al Qaeda.
Oh,
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah, like I remember in Modern Warfare 2, they would say Oscar Mike all the time. I didn't even know what... I had to go look that up.
Yeah.
What's Oscar Mike?
I don't even remember now.
It's on mission, some people, or on the move.
Yeah, I think it's on the move.
It can mean either.
Yeah.
AQ.
I guess.
Okay.
And they also say things like Delta Hotel when they mean direct hit. And I didn't know what CAS was. Apparently it's
Direct
close air
hit's actually
support.
fewer syllabos. It seems like that would be
Yeah.
more efficient.
Oh, when you're saying it into a radio, you need
Doesn't sound
speed
cool
to be
enough.
understood.
Your NATO phonetic
You
alphabet.
got a most wanted ribbon. What's that for?
Plus, if you're
I
going to
think
be in
it's
the
for killing the
military,
same
you get your
person
jargon.
4 times.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that half the fun?
What's
Yeah.
half the fun?
Jargon?
Yeah, jargon's great.
Being
It
in
makes
the-
you feel like you know.
I'm saying you'd be in the
club.
military, like
Sounds special.
it's for
Without
jargon.
having to kill people, I get to feel like I'm in the military.
We have we have secret handshakes and our own uniforms and all this other crazy stuff.
We
Might
have
as
a
well.
secret handshake.
What's that?
We have a secret handshake.
Dude, who?
Us.
We who?
I just said.
What's that? Oh, you're in a
I
tank.
just invented
Yeah.
it just now. I'll
Oh,
show you
okay.
later.
I thought maybe there was a test.
Kill those guys.
We
Secret
should have a
handshake.
tested handshake.
Now this is fun.
I'll work on that.
I just want to play that C-140 mission from the original Modern Warfare over and over, where nothing can kill me and I'm just.
You just
killing
want a
lots
whole
of
game
people.
that's that,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Well, there is like a vehicle sequence in the single player in this, right, Jeff?
Yeah, there's a part where you're manning a gun on a helicopter.
Oh, cool.
And there's another part where you're driving an ATV for part of the mission.
An ATV.
Yeah. Kinda,
That's all-terrain vehicle.
I know, but it just
I don't wanna
sounds
get
like-
too jargony.
Well,
I
that
was
sounds
sure.
like a leisure
Machine
vehicle
gun.
rather than something you'd actually be doing military missions on.
Yeah, you're just kind of getting from place to place. You're not really fighting while on it. Okay, so I killed enough people there to get the second score chain bonus here. When I deploy here, so I can call it a rocket strike, which is better than a mortar strike. But I'm going to deploy match ammo, which is so everyone on my team now has more damaging shots.
Ooh.
See, that seems like these team-wide buffs like that.
Yeah, you can also get like flak jackets.
Well, I like that it's a choice. I mean,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, so
That's
every
cool.
time you fill
Yeah.
up the meter, they give you a choice whether you want to, like, do you want the mortar strike or do you want to call in the UAV?
Little strategy.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even say what the weapon is. It just says, pick up rifleman weapon.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Are there any noticeable differences between the two console versions, graphically or performance-wise, or anything else?
No, it's they're pretty much on par.
Did you take a look at the PC version?
No.
I'm gonna download it when I get home. I'll check it out on Steam. I have a hard time playing these games on
Thought I could
the
get
pad. As a
Yes.
long-time PC gamer,
It's funny now. Now you see kids that grew up with consoles, and they say, "I can't I can't work the mouse and keyboard.
For me, it's just different games work better
Yeah.
in different cases. This feels like a pad game to me. I did play the multiplayer beta of this game on PC, and it's a better looking game on PC. This guy's gonna die.
Well, it's funny. A lot of
I'm
times
gonna die.
there's some weird mouse lag and stuff when you're playing PC,
Yeah, like ports.
ported games
Yeah.
on the PC, especially like with VSync issues or
Well,
whatever.
Bad Company 2 was pretty decent
Yeah.
on the PC, and this is same engine
thing.
at least for the multiplayer, so it's same type of options. Hey, there's a bunch of
Those
bad
guys
guys
need to
right
get
there.
shot.
Those look like Al-Qaeda guys, I think. They're terrorists.
They're not Taliban.
Oh, you're dead.
Oh,
They're totally not Taliban.
right.
Yeah, that's what TNT stands for this week.
Totally not Taliban?
Totally
Yep.
not Taliban.
I think that's apt.
You know what? I leveled
So
up.
why are we shooting these guys? What's the motivation then?
They got guns.
Gary,
They shot-
screenwrite us something here. Who are
Well,
these guys?
Op 4, if my military knowledge is not incorrect here, is usually in training scenarios. The Op 4 is the other. That's the
That's
opposing
just kind of
team
the dummy team that you're going
Yeah.
against.
So you're
Yeah.
saying we're training these guys to death?
Basically, this is
So-
like hardcore training.
So this is
this got real.
like the prequel to Running Man,
yeah,
and
basically.
the test scenarios are becoming too real.
Right. Maybe it's all virtual reality. Maybe at the end, like the goggles come off.
That would explain why I can't go prone.
Yeah.
You're in one of those little rings.
Yeah.
Like you can
Walking
kneel.
pads. Kind of a Lawnmower Man vibe. Oh.
But it's still the Taliban in single player, right?
Yes.
They just didn't like the idea that people could be the Taliban.
Right. It's just them fixing an issue that was getting them a lot of bad press and,
They
and
were
making
getting a
people
lot of bad
skittish.
press.
They talked a lot about, we did it out of respect for the soldiers and stuff, and yeah, that may be there may be some element to that, but this just seems like they had to deal with bad press. They had to deal with potential shareholder backlash.
Yeah, Fox News was just wading into tall grass for this one.
Yeah. And
Jack
it's
Thompson,
a
queued
intense
up.
headline of you're killing American soldiers. Like you if you make it salacious, it sounds like the worst thing.
Well,
ever.
even Modern Warfare 2 got that for no Russian, right? Because you were
Right.
actually you were an American, you were like a CIA agent
yeah,
that
yeah.
was embedded into that Russian terror cell, so you were complicit in the murder in terrorist acts.
And that was completely out of context because the video of the sequence just leaked out ahead of the game, so no one really knew any of that stuff.
Right.
Even with context, it's a messed up, intense sequence.
It's messed up.
It's
And they made the right
dark.
decision in giving you the option to not play it if you chose not to.
Right.
But this is the problem with these kind of controversies: is the truth gets half the way around the world before, or the lie gets halfway around the world before the truth can put its pants on. That's what happens with Fox News. They just keep going, "You're the Taliban, Americans being the Taliban," and before anyone can get on there and say, "Well, in context, it's actually not as bad as you think," it doesn't matter. Everyone's going, "Harumph, boycott."
My truth doesn't wear pants to begin with.
So is this
The naked truth, Jeff.
That's very good what you did there. I like that.
I'm leaving.
All right, this is our last.
I think I have those lawn chairs at my house.
This is our last objective. We've got
Oh, you
40 tickets left.
You were just
39
ready
now.
to go home, man.
Sleepy time.
Yeah.
You were 2 weeks away from
2
retirement.
right.
weeks, 2
In
weeks
a body
from,
bag.
from rotating back to the world.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Aren't we all? Internet Steve.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Feeling good. Feeling great.
Yeah. How's the week been for you?
It's been pretty good, actually.
Dude, I don't even-
Yeah.
I mean,
You're posting a lot of trailers.
it's true. A lot of trailers.
Did you have a good lunch today? What'd you have?
I did not have lunch today, actually.
You did not have
Nice.
lunch today. It's good that you guys are working him hard.
Yeah.
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 Would you like a question there?
No. I was gonna ask you a few more. Did you watch that that Assassin's Creed 2 trailer with Rob Corddry in
Yes,
it?
I did. He
What?
had ripped
What?
Yeah,
jeans.
we have. It's like a weird. It's part of their whole Assassin's Creed Brotherhood,
friendship.
like the friendship. Like
The guy from Hot Tub Time Machine?
yeah, the guy from Daily Show and Hot Tub Time
Wow.
Machine and Children's Hospital.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he plays like a counselor trying to mend a friendship that has been broken because of
Is he like a
Assassin's
wacky
Creed
counselor
Brotherhood.
or something?
Yeah,
Or-
he's got like a fake afro wig and he's wearing like ripped up jean shorts. And,
Wait, is he in the game or just in the
no,
ads?
it's just like they made these like kind of comedic short advertisements for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It's part of this kind of larger campaign, which I actually think is pretty funny, of kind of trying to create a support group to mend the burned bridges that occur because of all of the friend face stabbing that occurs in the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer. So, although I have to say, Ubisoft really needs to get out there and let
Is that
people.
the official pronunciation now?
Yeah.
We were listening during their E3 press conference. They kept saying Ubisoft, but it seems like they change every year or so. So
Okay.
It depends on if they're getting their orders from the U.S. or France.
right.
You mean the U.S.?
Yes. No, the U.S.
U.S. My mistake.
Kill that guy. What happened?
You won.
Oh, you lost.
Oh, we ran out of tickets. We were so close to the end too.
Oh my
Dang
goodness.
it.
You know, if they were smart, they'd have a micropayment system where you could buy more tickets with
Or,
money.
or you could just say, would you prefer to have won? Give us $10,
Yeah, exactly.
and we'll say you won.
Winner is the highest bidder.
We're not taking bids for who wins.
Guys,
pre-order? Yes.
I'm resigning. I'm going into game development
we
and
just made
making
$1 million.
Yeah.
I'm turning eBay into a video game.
I
The
seriously
pre-order bonus is you get a version that you win no matter what happens.
Yes.
Third
No,
place
that's
on
the
my team,
lifetime
not-
subscription.
Oh, okay.
Third place,
$300?
not bad.
Third place is pretty good.
Yeah.
That might be the best performance ever on a TNT.
So I was saying is Ubisoft really needs to get out there and let people know that there is a full-on single-player campaign in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, because they've been getting on the multiplayer stuff, which I think is hot. I'm actually very, very excited about that
I think
stuff.
it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Did they change the setting again, or is it the same kind of like Renaissance Italy type?
It's picking back up with that story.
Okay.
It's. I mean, I honestly think that they are doing that game a disservice by not calling it Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood.
Oh, is that okay?
Because it at least seems like they are going so directly from the events.
It's not necessarily advancing the core story of Desmond and his stuff.
It is.
Okay.
Also, but it's you're not jumping into a third new dude.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, I don't think there's going to be a third new dude.
You don't think there's gonna be a third dude?
Because I think the
I thought
third new
Desmond
dude
is
is
the third dude.
Desmond.
Oh yeah. Well,
And they
It's
tell-
kind of become like the Blackadder of video games. Like every new game is a different historical time period.
but it's always the same dude.
Right.
Well, I think I could talk about some of that stuff. What day is it? Oh yeah, I could totally talk about that stuff.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood single player picks up like the next minute after the end of 2,
Why aren't they just calling it Assassin's Creed 3?
because they're going to make an
Because
Assassin's
3
Creed.
is the one that's about Desmond, right?
I don't know.
I
'cause
think if the
you
trilogy
play-
closes out, like
early on, you play a lot of Desmond stuff in Brotherhood single player.
Okay.
Like, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I really liked Assassin's Creed 2.
I've liked
I've
both
been
of
playing
those
a
games.
couple hours of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Stoked.
I loved the depth of the setting in the first one.
Yeah.
It was a busted game in a
Yep.
lot of ways.
Yep.
But there was a lot to like there, and 2 is a fantastic game, I think.
They hit the setting so perfectly. The gameplay was really satisfying. It looked great. It felt natural and dynamic.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought I was shocked at how well Assassin's Creed 2 turned out. It was really impressive, and I think the multiplayer in Brotherhood looks like a lot of fun.
they're going to flow up this. Yep. So they've broken through the first position. We need to
That
fall
was quick.
back.
You should have probably not let them do that.
I was trying, but
You can start contributing
They had a
to
tank.
Gary's game guide.
yeah.
You just keep telling. I'll tell Gary what to tell Jeff to do.
No, the audience is picking this up.
Yeah,
We're
if you
gonna
have an idea,
crowdsourcing
If you have
this.
an
Okay.
idea, tell it to me and I'll pass it on to Jeff. And hopefully we'll get it to him
I
before
think
the
we
situation.
should shoot more people.
Did you hear that?
No.
You should shoot more people.
On it.
That's
And
my
more,
advice.
try to be more accurate in your shooting.
Yeah, aim first.
What?
Oh,
shoot.
here's a fixed gun position. That's good.
This is a good way to get backstabbed, in my experience.
Yeah,
Let's see how long it takes.
there's not a lot to shoot at.
There's like a 5-second lag on the stream, and then the other guys are
If I had a nickel for every time I walked up to like a fixed gun emplacement in a game,
Yeah.
and there was nothing, so I just shot off a few rounds and then just left it because there was nothing to shoot at.
Like, all right, I got this awesome. Nothing
like
to
a
do.
buck and a quarter,
There's
probably
nothing
maybe
to do.
250.
You want to be mowing down like legions of guys, right? But there's never anyone
you go.
there when you step up to
Sniper.
the gun, and then you get sniped.
Yep.
There's new game mechanics in Brotherhood. You will have your Brotherhood of assassins that you can deploy.
Is this
nice.
an Ubisoft big holiday game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a 10 release.
So
And
when
it's probably the game I'm most excited for this year.
So when you play that, I mean, do you play, or like, are you going through the perfect stealth assassinations and all that? You know, do you figure out do you do all the side missions to clear out all the guards?
I mean, are you asking how I
how
play?
you personally play it? Or do you just like wail in with the shivs blazing and get stabby?
I do like a very clean kill.
Yeah.
Very rarely get them.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll try for it, and then a guy will see me and go, oh, okay, time to bust out the twin wrist blades.
And kill everyone in this entire room.
Yeah. I was just going to kill that guy, but now all of you have to die, so...
A woman comes in with the bottle of milk. And
Well, I mean, they
screaming in
really
Italian.
they encouraged that in Assassin's Creed 2 because they give you the 2 blades, and it's like, well, I could kill one guy with
have
2 blades,
2 blades.
or I could kill 2 guys. That was one of my favorites. Was the like arms out,
the
stabbing
double,
2 guys,
double neck stab.
a double neck stab. Although, as I am quoted in the New Yorker as loving the quick 2 hands to the face and neck area. That's
It's a gruesome hobby we have, isn't it?
something special.
Yeah.
Those little wrist knives, but no, they get their little abilities on in Brotherhood. But you have these assassins that you can deploy on your own.
Good shooting, Jeff.
He's got a few good kills in a row now. He's got a little streak going.
Shh.
I'm trying to positive reinforcement, dude.
Yeah, but you don't want to jinx him.
Positive mental attitude. Nothing can go wrong now.
Oh,
Yes.
Gary, you
That
asshole!
was perfect. The timing could not have been better on that. Could not have scripted it any better.
Steve,
Yes.
Oh, shit.
It doesn't matter if I die, just as long as this rock here remains defended and we kill them 68 more times. Everything will be fine.
Is there a profound?
That's what jihad is about.
Is there a
It's
subtly
about this
profound
rock.
statement on the futility of war here?
They dropped bombs on the rock, but they still want to capture the rock.
we hate the rock. We want the rock.
Gonna blow up this rock, but first,
You can't have the rock. You must have the... Yeah.
Fighting
Doesn't
over
work
these
if you have a
rocks
mustache, I guess.
they're
as if
taking the
someone
rock.
owns them.
That square is blinking, which is a sign that they are capturing the rock.
You should use grenades.
Oh, and this guy far away.
That guy shot you.
Being shot was bad.
That guy was not the guy that shot me. Is not the guy taking the rock, though.
See, he does the things where he puts the X's on either side of his gamer tag.
Yep.
If
a
this
good
was
move.
Call of Duty, why is there no kill cam? Have we talked about this
Yes,
already?
there's no kill
Yeah,
cam. There's
we
no
just
kill
got-
cam.
yeah,
in this
no
game.
kill cam.
You're
Okay.
right.
There isn't one because there isn't.
You don't get to know who killed you and how.
But you do
Well,
get
yeah,
to
you
know
killed
who
you,
You
know
need to know who killed you and how. You just get to,
don't
get
get
to
to
see
see
it
I
from
like
there.
the Modern Warfare thing there where you see the POV of the
Yeah,
person who
I
killed
learned a
you.
lot that way. Like, I'm bad at first-person shooters is what
Although
I
it does,
usually.
it's kind of embarrassing sometimes when you realize just what
Oh,
a silly duck
Jesus.
you were. Oh,
All
that's
right,
not
well,
We're cool.
can't use
we're
that
cool.
fixed gun.
We're cool.
good. Oh, they actually took out the gun?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Fill that meter.
Not
Fill
so
that
fixed
meter.
anymore.
No, I can't fill the meter.
I don't
They
approve
can only
of the
drain
guy who
it.
calls himself
Oh, okay.
Gestapo. That's not cool.
Is that a guy? No.
It's a good sniping spot you have on the edge of the map up on the hill, Jeff.
Yeah.
Get that rock. Get behind that rock.
Steve, let's get some questions.
All right, let's do this. Okay, Pirate Neil wants to know, can you get kills by shooting through walls similar to Call of Duty?
Yeah, there's some wooden, not this wall here, not these sandbags.
This game
but,
has penetration.
Thinner walls, you can penetrate the S
Full
out of that
penetration.
S.
Full penetration? Interesting.
Nice. I thought this was T for teen.
No, it's T
No,
for totally not.
it is not.
Taliban.
It is M.
Is it?
It's M for motherfucker.
Speaking of which,
Yes, very early on in the game, your AI companion throws a man out of a window and then just says, "Fuck you." All right.
I like that.
I was gonna say they really could have, brought
guys
a lot
over
to
there.
this game by just hiring Keith David to voice one
You
of
are
your.
so right.
Kill that guy.
One of your compatriots.
I shot him. I did kill him. All
All right,
right.
you got
Yay.
it. You got him.
I always get Keith David and David Keith mixed up.
Yeah,
Well,
they
one's
should
black
really.
and one's white.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That should help.
We have a friend who always dreamed of a movie that starred both of them, and at the top of the poster it would just say Keith, David, Keith.
That's pretty good. Do you remember? You don't know Jack.
But who's gonna put out a movie starring Keith David?
Keith.
Well,
Somebody
Keith
who
David
can't afford it.
maybe,
Just for that
but
reason.
David Keith, who's gonna put him?
Is David Keith the officer and the gentleman one, or the other guy? I
No,
don't know.
Keith David is
Keith
the
David's
is
in
the
Halo
officer.
2.
No, Lou,
Okay.
Lou Gossett
Okay.
Jr. is the officer and the gentleman guy.
No,
Keith David was in The Thing.
David Keith is in Officer and a Gentleman.
He's
though.
also he's
the
also
other-
So this is how it gets confusing.
Right. Who's on first?
Keith
Who's on
David is
second?
in They Live.
Right.
Okay.
put on the
And,
That's
last
how
and
you
is,
remember.
and is on every Ice Cube
And
album.
Saints Row.
Yes.
That's how you
and Saints
remember.
Row and
Okay.
Modern Warfare 2,
These
Yeah.
are all
And
roles that involve
Mass
avatars.
Effect and Mass
And,
Effect 2.
there's something
Guy
about
does some
Mary.
games.
I know.
Games and Ice Cube albums. That's all he's doing now.
I mean, it's good work if you can get it.
My
Yeah.
favorite question ever, you
Word.
don't know Jack, was they had a bonus round where they threw up the name of a movie.
Yep.
and it was either a Corey Feldman movie, a Corey Haim
that's a
movie,
great
or
question.
both.
Or both, right?
And you had to like,
sounds hard.
Yeah, it was pretty hard.
License to Drive.
License to Drive is the only one I knew that they were both in.
No, The
and everything
Burbs.
else was. Were they both in The Burbs?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. It was a tough
Trade
quiz.
kills.
They weren't both
Trade
in the
kills.
Burbs, were they?
They were both in.
Control Room does not believe they were both in the Burbs.
I think Control Room's probably right on this one.
All right. I will trust. Hold on.
Are you going to get?
I'm not getting anything,
You're
but
gonna
I'm
get
going to put my
judges
finger up on my
judging
ear.
on
this?
Wait. Yes, the Control Room confirms they don't think they're both in the
License to
Burbs.
Drive is Heather Graham's first role, though.
That's true.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
She
I
was
would,
the
I would just
girl.
like to comment on the dissonance between Desert Combat and talking about Heather Graham's first film role.
Well, and he's the one who brought up Corey Haim. That wasn't me.
But this is what you do when you're halfway across the world. You know, you think about stuff back
Yeah.
home.
That's true.
Think about Corey
Right, we're already
Feldman, and
looking-
it's a reason to live.
Not to get too real here, but I have received more than a few notes from servicemen who've been over
really?
there who said, "Hey,
They enjoy what you do.
thanks for the bombcast. Listen to it while I'm in a tank."
You feel like you're doing a little bit for the war effort.
It's
Dude, that's
no,
awesome.
because I can't even. I'm not even going to begin to act like that's.
they
they,
have-
they give their thanks, and I appreciate that.
That's
and
awesome.
That's
that
nice
would
to
be
hear.
cool if they were taking like little decals of you and putting them up on the sides of their tanks, like Skippy.
Here's
first
somebody
time I
writing
heard
The
Davis
number of
is
kills they've
killed.
gotten in the tank. Yeah.
the first time
We
I heard,
held the rock. The rock is ours.
boom. The first time I heard that, just the idea of like someone's listening to us
In a
crap
tank.
on about video games in a tank.
you think
Like,
that-
not like in a fake like I'm sitting in a tank. Ooh, I'm in a tank.
yeah.
Like no, I'm going to drive this tank.
I'm
Actually,
gonna
in a
blow some
tank.
motherfuckers up with this tank.
That's what this tank is for. Like that's.
Do you think they have like sound system in the tank, or are they like
Hey, they're
earbuds?
iPods. Everyone's got their iPods. They're Zune.
That
Seems
sounds unsafe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to tell tank guys how to do their tank driving stuff.
Well, I think there's a lot of like hanging out in a
Yeah.
tank.
Well,
I think there's a lot of
this
just
is
like
true.
we're at a
Some
place in a
downtime.
tank.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't drive tanks. I don't.
I've always
I don't-
wanted to drive
I
a
don't have
tank.
that insight.
Oh look, this one's snowy.
Yep.
Ooh,
I'd love to drive a tank someday.
you're in the Shahikot Mountains.
Not like professionally, but just for fun.
Chinook helicopters crashed
We'll see if we can work something
in the
out.
snow-covered mountain peaks. Called the
be
place
better
of the
shoot,
king in the local
frankly.
tongue. Has been a rebel hiding place. All right. So this is snowy. They changed the environment up a
Yeah.
little bit.
Now there's snow.
Looks like the same map though. It's all zigzag.
This looks cool. This is different. That doesn't look like the crashed helicopter.
No,
That's
the
one that
crash
just dropped
helicopter is
you
the one
in.
down here. That's the first objective is to secure this crash
secure
site.
the crashed helicopter.
This helicopter's got to lift off and go crash there first.
Right.
All right, we're gonna go down there and crash. We have
MOH.
something to go rescue.
What could it mean?
Training mission.
This is an attractive level graphically, I think.
Yeah.
Again, like the little snowdrift there.
I
Yeah,
don't
like
think we
the
haven't seen
smoke and
before,
particles
but-
and that stuff. I feel like
Oh, look,
they
there's
do
a fire
really well.
down there. That's probably where
Yeah.
the crash is.
Somebody's
You
keep
get
shooting
shot
over
from the
here.
right.
Some guy
Shot
shooting
from
you.
the right. There's your
I'm watching the
objective,
big
40
I'm-
meters away.
Keep watching the wrong TV. Vinny's gonna yell at me after this.
I was doing the same thing. I keep
He
looking
won't
at
yell
that
at
one.
you.
that is a guy.
You're a guest. I should know better.
That guy's
Apparently, someone in the chat. We cannot confirm the veracity of this, but they said they had an iPod dock in the tank.
Interesting.
So,
Why? Yeah, why not?
so you know,
I mean, you play
Just like my car.
Played Credence when you're flying in a Huey into Nam.
Yeah, a little
Why
Richard
not,
or whatever.
Yeah, why
then-
not a little bomb cast in your tank while you're
Yeah.
rolling through Afghanistan?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you think that'll be like, you know how like the Vietnam movies that all have like Credence and Fortunate Son and stuff, like when by the time the next round of these movies roll out, like the soundtrack will be like the Bombcast and stuff.
oh, so like what's the like
Yeah,
next
definitive.
generation
well,
like
when you
look
when you
back?
finish this
Yeah.
game, over the end credits, it plays the latest Linkin Park hit.
Oh, it's not Poker Face?
No, that would be better.
Okay.
This actually has Linkin Park
I'm
in
glad
it.
that you
It
hate
really
Linkin
does.
Park as much as I do.
It's so and also the Linkin Park song comes after like 5 pages of talk about respect for the troops.
Is it,
It's in
is
the
it like
honor
a,
of
is it like a
these fallen-
sweeping honorific ballad like an Aerosmith kind of I don't want to miss a thing type
Not
deal?
really.
It's the Linkin Park song.
Because I could get
Yeah,
down
dude,
with
it's
that.
Linkin Park is Linkin
He said that
Park.
Steven Tyler recorded a song for the space battleship Yamato. That's pretty cool.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I think they just wanted it to have like an Armageddon vibe. So
I was gonna say-
they said, can you do that again? And he basically did.
Yeah.
It's
Great.
been a few years since he's spewed out one of his ballads. So
That Chilean miner rescue made me want to go watch
So
Armageddon.
check this
again.
out. Check out this.
think?
that's fucked up.
So this is one of the this is one of the invisible walls in this game that make the multiplayer map design
Oh, hey,
kind
yeah.
of depressing.
Wait, what's going on
right
here?
here? That looks like
path?
that looks
That's a
like
great
someplace I should be able to
path.
run.
Oh,
Right?
Oh, that's
Oh,
that's
no.
bad game design.
Yeah.
Don't like that. It is just ridiculous, like when you can't jump over a 2-foot fence or something.
Jesus Christ.
What?
This can't go that way.
But I mean, it's
that's
especially
so
because they
bogus.
make it look like a path.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Like, put rocks there.
That's
put
very
something
that's
there.
very sloppy.
Well, that's
EA.
clearly a spot that they were like, hey, we should have a path that goes over here. They tested the game, balanced, and they're like, no, having a path here is a bad idea. So I'm taking the path out.
So it ends up
just
forcing
get-
you
just-
through. They end
just
up
get a
forcing you
big-
through this horrible choke point
Get a
that
big
actually
rock
makes this
out of
part of
your
the map
rock
no fun.
library.
Choke
and
points
throw
are
it in
fun,
there.
Jeff. You're doing it wrong. So the other guys are having fun. Fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
That's true. I bet they're having a damn blast.
Yeah, they're like, look at all these fuckers we're killing.
You're looking at
Anybody
the
got a
wrong
mortar?
screen again.
Oh, god damn it. Thanks, Gary. Now I'm getting instructions from Gary too.
Lay down some smoke.
Look at the up screen, not the
Steven.
down screen.
Yeah.
Get some questions from the chat, please.
Yeah,
Kill that
Kazmarth asks, are there
shoot
any
them.
other examples
Shoot
of
some
games
rockets down
coming
there,
out
there
in
you
the
go.
same genre of style as two other huge competing franchises?
What was the question?
What? let's
Are there
let's tighten that one
Let's
up.
tighten
a
that
little
one
bit.
up. Okay, you know how this game came out with two competing similar
Sure.
genres. What's
Well,
another
what-
example of that happening?
What are
that
the
you
other
know
ones?
of?
Modern Warfare and what else?
In Halo.
Oh, I mean,
And Black Ops too.
I guess. I mean, that's the thing. I think that, like I said earlier, I think this is unfortunate bad timing for this game, really, that it's coming out at the end of Modern Warfare and the beginning of Black Ops. It's like its window to build an audience for itself is not very wide.
I mean, it happens all the time.
Well-
It's just very rare that
It's kind of bullshit.
that they are both at the same punching weight. Like usually, it's like okay, there's
But this is what happens. Like you said earlier, like EA somewhat cynically looks at an established hit
Yeah.
concept like modern combat and goes, "Oh, we'll have some of that."
Yeah.
But the
Modern
price you
Warfare.
pay for that is, well, I know, I'm just the genre in general of like
okay.
modern combat type thing, is that you don't
but
get
Battlefield
to be
2
the
did
first
that
one in. You're going to be jumping
half a
into
decade ago.
what?
Battlefield 2 did that half a decade ago.
In what sense?
Modern
Jump from-
combat.
Right. What's okay?
Well, it's not like EA didn't.
no. The point is that EA saw that Activision made a shitload of money hand over fist.
This would not exist
with
in
Modern
mod-
Warfare
if they hadn't
2.
done Modern
So they're
Warfare.
like,
Totally
okay,
true.
because of that,
100%.
we have
Agreed.
to take a stab at this.
Yes.
Right.
It would be irresponsible
Yeah.
of us as a publicly held
We
company.
have the franchise. We have the developers.
Yeah.
We should be doing.
But the
this.
problem is, in doing that, they have to go up against a giant competitor.
Yeah, and it's
Juggernaut.
Is there a lot of loyalty? Will like people be fiercely loyal, or will they just happily jump over to the next thing if they think it's better?
I think there are people that will happily jump over, but hey, hi.
Kill that. Yes!
There's a certain-
you
there's a
both
certain
died.
name
Stabbed
recognition.
him as he was shooting.
You both died in like a love suicide
Yeah,
pact.
it was worth
I mean,
it.
there's a certain name recognition, but you see that shift. Like the Infinity Ward was we barely say Call of Duty when we talk about Modern Warfare 2. Like that was sort of a shift of it was the Call of Duty brand, but now it's
Well, this is the other smart thing about that perk system is that it invests you in that. You're like, well, I got a level 50 character in this game.
right.
Do I want to start over in a whole
Well, it
other
also gives you
franchise?
an endpoint too, though. Because once you reach the max cap, I mean, I know you can
You
reset
prestige
and start
and
over.
that's-
Yeah,
But I mean, I don't want to.
but that cap is quite a few hours of play.
That's true. That's true.
Getting to was
I
it
don't know.
50? Is that what you get up to in?
I think it's
They,
higher.
it was
in
60 in
Modern
Modern Warfare 2. I think it was 70 at one point.
That's so many levels.
Yeah, it's a lot of P90s.
What's going on in the Rainbow Six world? Is there another one of those coming down the pike?
No,
Isn't there?
that's a good. You know what, Gary?
You think they would jump right
I
on
thought
that?
I thought the Vegas games were all right.
I love. I didn't
them.
play the second. I love.
Well, I mean, there
Rainbow
is
Six
another Ghost
Vegas.
Recon. I mean, there's Ghost Recon Future Soldiers. There,
Yeah,
at least,
but
there's
that
some
is-
more clans
That
headed
is
your
so
way.
not Rainbow Six though.
You're right.
They
Yeah,
kind of
I
reset
like
that
I
franchise,
like
too.
Rainbow Six.
And yeah, and Future Soldier, like they're going. Well, I guess
It's like
it was
2142.
third person. It was third person in.
Oh, is that what
They're
they're
going-
doing?
they're like
going
going
way,
full
way off
gears.
into the future.
I think it's near.
They're going
distant.
further into the future than Gra was.
Right.
So
I want some more. Asynchronous co-op with Pandora Tomorrow. Pandora Tomorrow style multiplayer. Rather, I love that. That was speaking of Tom Clancy.
oh, okay, yeah, we're still
Good
talking.
stuff.
Let's say we're still talking Clancy. Still talking Clance.
That's right. Mad
Yeah.
Clans being
Are those Hawks
discussed.
games? I like the look of Hawks too,
Hawks.
because I kind of bemoan the death of the flight simulator. And
I'll tell you this: there's a new Ace Combat game coming out.
Yeah.
Go watch some trailers for that.
Looks good?
Looks fucking amazing.
is it going to be a
'Cause
stick? I love to play a flight stick game.
I mean,
again.
it's a console game, so
I mean,
Yeah, but
they have
an
sold
analog
sticks.
stick.
The last
Yeah,
day-
yeah,
the
they
last-
have-
the-
they have
the
sold
last
flight
day's-
sticks,
The
yeah.
last day's combat came in a box that had a stick with
That's
it.
right. That's right. That's
That's
right.
true.
Yeah, I'm sure that there will be some sort of stick out
That
for
looks-
that.
that
but
looks good, doesn't
it'll-
it, the new one?
I'm not sure what they're showing. Like, It's all in engine, or at least looks
mortar
it.
coming down.
I don't know
way
what
over
of it's
there,
supposed to be gameplay, but I've looked at Hawks and it has some moments to it, but the new Ace Combat game looks like
the whole thing with Hawks 1 is they made the airplanes able to drift like a car.
Yeah, that was
so you
weird.
can kind of turn the engine off and boost and do all kinds of weird stuff the planes don't really do.
What I really enjoyed from Hawks 2, or from what I played of Hawks 2 was the alternate camera perspective, like be able to basically not be in the cockpit,
Like a drama cam?
Yeah, like
yeah. I like that. I know that's not necessarily a new thing for them, but
I just had so much. I have such happy memories of the old like FA-18 Interceptor on the Amiga and stuff like that. There's never really been
Yeah, that was a good game.
like where's
It was
that
like
today?
F-15 Strike Eagle for
Oh
the
my god, yeah,
Commodore
all the old
64 or
Microprose
something.
games.
Where are the tank games, guys? Where's M1, A1,
M1,
tank
M1,
platoon?
M1 Tank Platoon, yeah.
Yeah, Microprose.
And good submarine games.
Yeah.
Silent
Wolfpack?
Service.
Wolfpack.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
There's like the Silent Hunter series is
688
still
I Attack
relatively recent.
Yeah, that
that's true. Well, no,
The
I think
Silent
they
Hunter
even-
games are still
Silent
going.
Hunter 5 just came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not that long ago.
It's super simmy though. I bought
But
it.
Those games kind of suffered for me the same fate that sports games have. I used to play sports games back in the late 80s and 90s all the time, and you know,
mean like
sub
Madden-
sims and all that
Madden
stuff.
94,
Madden,
96.
yeah. But then at some point they just got way too realistic and
Too
they were no
complicated.
longer approachable.
Too complex.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm the same way. I played a lot of NHL and Madden and
Yeah.
FIFA and stuff like that. Even played games for sports I didn't care about.
Right.
In the
But yeah,
mid-90s.
NHL got me into playing hockey.
Yeah.
The
I
most,
mean, I
the
played
mo-
Uniracers, and
the
I don't
most
care about
fun-
unicycle races at
Yeah.
all.
I
think
I
you
wish there were
could
more of
play
those
the unicycle races.
simplified sports games. Like the most fun I ever had with an NHL game was, remember the old NHL hits?
Yeah, hits
Where
was
it was
great.
like
I was talking to
big,
someone
big
about
elaborate.
hits.
Every hit was like a hit through the glass, and
Yeah.
you know, crazy power slap shots and stuff. It was just fun.
That was kind of one of those like last good ideas out of Midway. Was those?
I agree
NHL
with Jeff.
hits
There's
games.
been way too much of a move towards ultra sim style realism in sports, and they need to, I want to get back to like fun, like NBA
Where's
Jam's
Tecmo
coming
Bowl?
back, right?
Yeah, NBA Jam just came out on the Wii and it's out.
They made
A
a
little later
XBLA Tecmo Bowl remake, and they also there's a DS Tecmo Bowl game that came out not that long ago. So,
What about
and the problem that you ultimately get with a lot of trying to bring back these older franchises is that the people that now own those names aren't the people that made those games and don't necessarily know how
Well,
to
I'm not saying you
bring
even
that
have to
back.
resurrect the old franchise in name. Just get back to the spirit of. I mean, isn't that
Yeah,
what like
but
FIFA Street was trying to do?
the other real problem is that you can't annualize those games because they don't revolve around roster updates as much.
Right. You can't just pump them out every
Yeah,
year.
so that was ultimately what killed Midway is they couldn't annualize NFL Blitz or NHL Hits or their NBA games.
Right.
Because they couldn't change enough. No one cared about a career mode in an arcade sports game, so it was something you kind of had to play with friends, and it became a game you bought once.
Well, I mean, I
Right.
played the same version of Madden for 3 years on Genesis because I didn't give a shit about roster updates.
Yeah,
I mean, I just wanted to play. I wanted to throw really long touchdown passes.
but now there are enough people that'll buy it every year for roster updates, and you know, I mean, not to say that that's the only thing they do, but
well,
there are enough of
But
those people out there
It's a sports enthusiasm companion.
yeah.
It's I like the subject matter, and here's a thing to extend my NFL, NHL, NBA experience.
But they obviously do tremendous business. I mean, I'm sure they're not worrying about the health of the Madden franchise, but I probably would play an NFL
Don't be
game
so
if
sure.
if it was more. Oh, really? Don't they still sell like gangbusters? Those games?
I think it's awful, but
But like, where's my version of that?
they keep trying to make the game easier for you to get into, but it's not having the impact on sales.
Fight harder.
But it's not really
Yeah, what's
easier to
that
get
about?
into either. Is the other thing.
Yeah,
Flak vests
not
handed
easy.
out.
Game's doing your job for you, Gary.
Yeah, it's telling me what to do.
Saying to fight harder.
Yeah,
shoot
do
that
better.
guy.
We are capturing this point.
Yay!
I don't see anything
Oh, that's my guy.
happening.
Friendly fire on.
No, there's no friendly fire.
Okay.
Don't shoot that guy.
Shoot them all you want.
That thing in that number in the bottom corner is flashing like something you should be worried about. Oh, that was good. You killed him. Oh,
Jesus.
Big mortar strike got him as well.
So you started him.
EA did a throwback Madden though, didn't they?
They did Madden NFL Arcade
Yeah.
as a download.
Huh.
It was not a
And it-
quality product.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was it bad or did it just not sell well?
It was both.
Okay. Well, that's good then.
Yes.
If it's bad, it shouldn't sell well. That's fine. All's
Yeah,
right in the
sports
world.
games are too complicated, dude. I
Whoa.
want the simple ones.
I want a good figure skating game. Where the hell are the figure skating games?
Word.
right?
Where's World Games 2?
Salcow or a Lutz.
I want
love
Johnny
World
Weird
Games.
get a license.
How many World Games events can you name?
There's the bull riding,
Bull riding,
the caber toss.
saber toss.
That's the pole
I got
throw,
one for
right?
you.
All right.
Log rolling.
Yes, log rolling.
Sumo.
Yeah, sumo.
What else?
Really
hacky sack.
No, that was California Games.
California
That was
Games,
California
okay.
Games, which is the best of Epic's games.
No,
games.
winter games and summer
Oh,
games
winter
too.
games is good, but-
summer games too and winter games were the
Oh,
best.
the
hacky sack.
Hacky
the
sack was
BMX and California Games.
What did
those-
California
that was
games
really hard.
have?
It had hacky sack, BMX, roller skating, half pipe skateboarding,
Log rolling, sumo.
log rolling.
No,
sumo,
that was
was the
the world
surfing though,
games.
wasn't
did I say skating? Oh, there's a frisbee.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
I
Can
think
we,
that was
can we
it.
pull up a World Games wiki? Because that's going to drive me crazy until I know what all the events are.
I'm
Log
getting,
rolling.
I'm getting in my ear cliff diving
Cliff.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was-
yeah,
Mexican
great
cliff
too.
divers.
That was one of the most fun events, Mexican cliff
Yeah.
diving in
and
Acapulco.
weightlifting.
And
Weightlifting.
I should just act like I
Weightlifting was
know
pretty
all
good
this
too.
stuff.
It was
Stop
like-
saying that.
Yeah.
You had to choose between the clean and jerk.
Yeah.
And
or
slalom.
what was it? And slalom?
Was there slalom? Really?
No,
don't
I
know.
don't think they had slalom. Slalom was in winter games.
Yeah.
Or was it?
Yeah, it should have been. That was biathlon and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Epics were great. I wish they would come back.
Need to do Jumpman game.
We're just giving away $1 million ideas here every
Yeah,
minute on
that's
TNT.
right.
I will happily give away the idea of bringing back Chase HQ if someone actually just does it. I will really want to remake
That's
that game.
that's Square's job now. They own Taito.
Oh, do they? Well,
Yeah.
they should get on it. I'll play it. The guaranteed
Well,
one
Square
sale.
hasn't been afraid to
No.
dig out those old Taito games, so
I want to see an elevator action MMO.
They actually just released a new elevator action in arcades.
Oh my god.
It's like a light gun game or
Oh,
something.
nice.
But,
Okay.
Really?
but they
Or maybe not.
all right. So full list here: World Games, weightlifting, slalom skiing, log rolling,
Oh
cliff
my
diving,
God.
caber toss, bull riding, barrel jumping, sumo
Oh,
wrestling.
I remember barrel jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sumo wrestling. And what were the California games ones?
oh,
Hacky sack.
hacky sack, BMX,
BMX, skateboarding, skating,
How was there no surfing?
frisbee.
No, there was surfing.
There was and surfing.
There was surfing.
Surfing was good.
Yeah, I remember that and skate. What was the game where you had the skating and surfing? TC's California.
TNT Surf Design.
Wood and Water Rage.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with TNC Surf Design 2.
Thrilla's Revenge.
Yep.
That was the one you had to go down the hills, right?
I don't know. I played the death out of TNC Surf Design
Oh, yeah.
Wood and Water Rage.
I want to go back and play
yeah.
Winner. I've
But,
got one of those old
you've
Commodore
seen
64
that pier
joysticks that has
coming
a
up,
bunch of
you'd be
games built
completely
into it.
fucked
I'm going to go
up.
home and play
Right.
Winner games. Ski jump, bobsled. That was good. That had figures. That's what started. That had figure skating.
Yeah.
Had two types of figure skating.
TNC Surf Design was a terrible game.
I don't know
Oh, yeah.
that one.
It was brutally unfair.
It was very bad. And
Yeah.
the
All right,
surfing
we're gonna
was
back
the surfing
out.
was awful.
Basically, there was no way to get past the pier. You would at some point have to. When the pier came, the whole game was how long can you surf without hitting the pier?
Yeah.
And
Is
the pier
there,
was death.
is there a dead franchise you would bring back if you could?
The one I had previously mentioned, Uniracers.
What's that? What is that?
I don't
Uniracers.
know
Rare.
that.
I don't think I
It
know
was
that.
a rare
It was
game for
it was a
Oh,
rare
okay.
game for the SNES. It was a racing game plus kind of a trick style game. Awesome game.
Like 720 for unicycles.
It was all side scroller, and it was like the courses were ridiculous. There were unicycles that were self propelled. There was not a dude on a unicycle.
Oh,
It was
okay.
just
Okay.
the unicycle was
Magic
that it was
unicycle.
unicycle was almost inconsequential.
Got it.
But you would jump and do little tricks to get up your speed, and the courses were very, let's say, I don't know, Sonic inspired in a way. Like
Yeah, there's
very
definitely
loopy
a Sonic
and
the Hedgehog
kind
kinda
of
edge to it.
you know, gravity defying. I think about Uniracers every once in a while, and
Fondly.
I'd love to see something.
iPhone game with some tilt.
No,
No.
Tilt $12 iPhone game. You wouldn't?
No.
You don't think? No,
No.
don't like it that
No.
much.
No.
Okay.
no, I like iPhone games to either have a touch or a swipe or be turn based.
I agree with.
Otherwise,
I agree
fuck
with
off.
that. No D-pads.
Yeah, you try and put virtualized controls on screen. I no
Yeah, that never works.
interest.
Wow. It's quite the matchmaking process.
Indeed. Did we manage to get anyone
Yeah, I got
else
a
in here?
group
Great.
together. We're going to get into some
Great.
sector control.
This is actually pretty swift for what I'm used to. I remember trying to play Gears of Wars 2 before the patch. It was you'd
Oh,
sit around
yeah.
for 10 or 15 minutes at a time.
Well, that
trying
one
to get
didn't
into
work,
a game.
so we have to hit the button again.
Oh, okay. I
Hopefully
spoke
it will go
too
this time.
soon.
Internet Steve.
Yep.
What's going
Wake
on?
up.
It's going good?
Wake up and
Hey,
answer.
I'm not sleeping.
Okay.
Let's get some questions from the chat, please.
Yeah, would Medal of Honor be better if honor was spelled correctly?
I believe it. We were actually just having this conversation earlier.
It is spelled correctly. Next question.
Boom.
There you go.
Jeff Bridges in this game? Sorry.
No.
Have they changed
Sorry.
the spelling
My
in
bad.
other countries where
I
it is
believe
spelled
they
differently?
did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They added the silent Q or whatever it is. They do.
The umlaut over the
The
H.
3 extra H's at the front.
Yeah.
So you say it
When you
honor.
pronounce the H, it's honor.
Honor.
Medal
back
of
of the
honor. Yeah, it's like trying to.
I thought that was a Jewish holiday.
Well, that
Medal of
also.
honor.
Right, that's exactly it.
Oh, there's a guy.
you died
I was
quick
looking
that
up
time.
at Sector Alpha. I was not paying attention to the man shooting me.
Seems like that was part of your
mistake.
mistake.
You know,
Yeah, probably a prudent
gotta make our
move to
priorities.
pay attention to the guy shooting you.
The thing that I always love
pay
about
no attention to the man shooting you.
the thing that I always love about first-person shooters, like military ones, is that you have this game that looks like a super realistic setting. You're using realistic weapons, and then you walk out the middle of a street and just run straight up the middle of the street into a kill box.
Yep.
Yeah, no real tactics.
Well, it's realistic that you do that and then die.
Well, without
that's true.
Without a cover mechanic, you can't really have that.
You could sneak, crouch, you know.
What,
That's
like
the
just,
thing.
just in the middle of a
And
wide
that's the
open
thing.
street?
It's like they put
No,
these
you don't
little
go up the
things
middle
in
of the
here,
wide
but
open street.
I actually can't.
You're
I'm
gonna get
still
headshot
exposed.
right there.
You know, I can
Yeah.
shoot over these, and that's some limited cover. But there's, if I could go prone,
What you need is some sort of cover that just blocks your head from the other guy on the other side of the map.
yes,
What you need is
some sort
metal
of portable
face.
cover I can put over my face.
Yes. Wow, that guy got flung a long way.
Capturing sector, very good.
All right,
Object
that's ours.
secure. Oh, he got you. Sniper has been watching that building, I think.
All right, they've got the other 2 control points, so I want to head up to Charlie or C. Just run. There's a guy.
I'm just gonna set up my own answer to Game Crush, except it's just gonna be Gary.
No, who would pay for that?
Let's find out.
How's Game Crush doing?
We have a
I
apparently.
imagine it's $1 billion. business.
Apparently, it's doing really well.
Really?
Which is completely
it's
depressing.
kind of tragic.
Can
Yeah.
we sign up for that and like do a live?
You
No.
want to test it?
No.
I think we should.
I
test
feel bad that we're even like mentioning it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like,
but that's why I just gotta rip off their idea. Except it's gonna be pay to play with chubby white dudes.
Yeah.
But why would
We
you
will pay. We will totally
Why would you
play.
pay to do that when you can do it anywhere for free anyway?
Let's find out.
well, that's when we eventually work out.
You're guaranteed chubby white dudes. It's
Yeah.
not- it's
Yeah,
not like you-
100%.
It's like anywhere else is like there's a pretty good chance you're going to get them, but this way,
But we
Absolutely
100% staff.
a certain
They
level
might
of
not
chub.
always be the chubbiest. They might not always be the whitest. But they are some
25% chance of an
dudes.
Englishman, though.
No one under 200 pounds.
That's right.
Guaranteed.
I'm gonna go get a donut. Be right back.
I mean, unless they're little people,
I think that's probably inappropriate.
probably.
Little
That's
people.
you have to pay extra for that.
That's it. Well, I'm actually running that as a separate business.
Micropayment, perhaps?
Yes, the microlist.
I'm blocking
This
you.
TNT is over.
I've
This
just
sniper
been
needs to
banned.
move so I can get through this
Can you shoot him?
walkway.
Turn on friendly fire and shoot him.
This is when no friendly
That'll
fire
work.
is
Dead.
a real
That
life.
works
Just
out
wait
just
for the
as
other
well.
guy to shoot him.
He's going for your
Wait for the
flag.
other guy to shoot him, then run right out where he
Yeah.
was. Strategery.
I need to control these points, okay? And now we control them all.
Yay!
Do you
Or
guys
we
get, do you
control
guys get
two
the
of them.
death loops where like you're like you just get so fixated
Yep.
on getting that point, you go
Yep.
down the same fucking path that
Absolutely.
you
The
die on
objective
every
stuff,
time?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
the other player loves it when you
That's
do that.
that's all my multiplayer experiences.
I'm never the other player when that happens. I'm never the guy sitting here going, look, they keep coming down this path. I'm getting like
This
50
idiot
kills.
keeps coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get frustrated with these games really easily. It's like I'm one of those players that just always feels like I always get the short end of the stick.
That's when we start hearing salty Gary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell there's like a switch that goes.
Yeah.
Crap, maybe for this.
See, I never get that. I never get the poor guy that comes up the stairs and turns the other way, so I get a clean shot in the back. I'm always the guy coming up the stairs.
Well, you're.
And then
Well,
I
I'm
get
always
shot
the
in
guy that
back.
gets so excited that there's a clean shot that I screw it up.
Yeah. I go up and
Like,
try for the stab, and he turns around and is like, shotgun to the face.
I can't believe I'm actually going to kill someone.
And then,
You
but then
freak out and-
just spraying all over the place. Damn it!
yeah, you turn into Charlize Theron.
she going to star in the reboot of A Long Kiss Goodnight?
Hold on. Is A Long Kiss Goodnight the
Sam
Jackson,
Gina
Davis
Davis
movie?
Davis,
Yes.
Rennie Harlan directed.
Classic.
That was a good movie.
The only thing worse than that was Cutthroat Island.
It was Charlie Baltimore, and then a lady decided to make that her rap name. Only it was Charlie with just ended with an I, no E on the end of it.
Wow.
Charlie Baltimore.
Did you spell it K-H?
No, CHARLI.
Is there a dollar sign in it somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
No, I'm with Jeff on Long Kiss Goodnight being an amazing guilty pleasure film.
What would
No,
be, I know that we have
I'm
voice
guilty.
disabled for the purpose. If voice communication was on right now, what kind of things would we be hearing?
So I played a bunch of the PS3 version last night while I was trying to level up a profile, and then realized that we were not going to use that profile to actually play today, so it was pointless. And they were all complaining about the quality of the game.
Oh, really?
Every single person was like, I can't believe how...
So
and
the
a lot of
APB
it was,
effect.
typical kind of shooter stuff, like, oh, it's bullshit, I killed that guy. But then there's a lot of people just like, I can't, this game's not good. I don't think I'm going to play it anymore. I'm like, wow.
That pretty much
It's
tells
kind of
you.
harsh.
There's no euphemisms there. They're not
Yeah.
beating around the bush. I'm unsatisfied with this multiplayer experience.
My purchase was ill-advised.
I should have listened to Giant Bomb.
That's what you get for buying a game day one.
You do take your chances.
But if you don't buy a multiplayer game day one, you will be so far behind.
That's
that by
right,
day
you
three,
gotta
You'll
be up.
never be good.
Kill.
Look at that.
That was good. You did good. And that guy.
nice.
Wow, you got a little kill streak going.
Well, I mean, imagine if you are
They
like
did
a
it again.
high-level Modern Warfare 2 player, and you just like, I've played so many hours of Modern Warfare
yeah.
2. Like, I need
I've kept all.
I
the
need
Yodas
I need
can.
fresh meat.
Yeah,
I just need something.
I need an almost identical but slightly similar experience.
But something that I can jump into, and that at least like everyone hasn't.
Good sniping.
They don't have the the whole map completely wired and
Right.
know what all the best weapon combinations are and that kind of stuff.
Right.
I think they know where you are now.
I'm going to call in a little UAV here so
Yeah.
I can know where they
Nice.
are as well.
Nice.
And then I'm going to give my team match
There's
ammo.
one coming up behind you.
Internet Steve, help me keep weirdness off screen
Yeah, I'd love to do
by
that.
asking some questions from the chat.
David T asks, "What should Medal of Honor's answer to the Call of Duty Nazi zombies be?"
Staying, achieving a purity of focus by not putting something so stupid in their game.
Is it just me or is zombies like? Is it totally played out now?
They're
Like
putting in a
every
Red Dead Redemption.
every
Like,
new
come
piece of
on.
DLC or extra mode that comes out is just zombies now, and I feel like we're kind of getting sick of
But
it.
they're making miniseries and TV shows about them now. The whole thing's over.
That's
Yeah,
when
exactly.
you know it's played out.
Oh, I was stabbing that guy. But then rockets got dropped on me. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Sometimes rockets drop on you.
No, I think we have reached a certain level of zombie saturation in games, and
I'm like I can't find the energy. Like I really liked Left 4 Dead when I played it.
oh yeah,
Thought Left 4 Dead 2 was great.
uh-huh.
Fixed a lot of the things that were weird about Left 4 Dead 1. I
You
I
lost.
don't play them anymore.
Looked like it was pretty close.
Yeah.
Ball.
It's pretty good.
We got baseball hats and beards.
ZZ
Kick
Top
ass.
won that game.
That's right.
That guy does have a beard.
The car's going to come flying down. Ladies are going to get out and throw the keys to Dusty. And they're going to
I wish.
Wow.
That's the mode they need to add, the ZZ Top
sleeping
mode.
bag mode.
That's a kind of a dark place, really quickly.
What was ZZ Top?
Yeah.
What about it? Is that dark for you?
They play this state fair circuit now, man. It's kind of sad.
Do they?
I think so.
But everyone does. Eventually, we will be on the state fair circuit.
I can't
God,
wait.
I wish we were on the
God
state
will
fair
it.
circuit.
God will it.
Maybe one day there'll be a theater in Branson.
Tower
for
of
us.
Power is at the Sonoma Marin Fair every year.
If only we could reach the
I've
state
never
fair.
seen them,
I'd play a county fair, frankly.
but
I'll play
I
state fair.
am. I feel warm inside.
You think
knowing.
it's good? You think it's
You
going to happen?
and you and the person that came like 4th on American Idol 3 seasons ago.
Shit, yeah. I'll be right there with Robin something.
With what I'm trying to think.
Janine Billy
Yeah, like
nonsense.
Jasmine Trias or someone.
Yes, exactly what you said. If I'm lucky, I'll be there. Ruben Studdard will be the other guy. County fair.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I told them a million times. TNT, then puppet show.
Don't start the show with the showstopper.
I don't even know what this means. Oh my God, he shot you in the head.
I captured the position. I did my part for the team. That's all that
ZZ
matters.
Top still get to do what they love, which is getting up there and playing music for an audience.
So
and
do you
getting
really
paid.
think that they love playing Velcro Fly for the 400 millionth time?
I
know, I
always
love
wonder
hearing
about
it.
that. About
I do
I always
too.
wonder that about touring musical acts. Like, don't they just get like Frank Sinatra by the end was so sick of My Way, like he
Oh, yeah.
hated the song.
Yeah. It's
Because,
gotta
you know,
be,
how many like any song that you listen to for like more than a couple of hundred times, you're eventually gonna get uber sick of it. So what happens when you have to play that
Yeah,
song
but
over
if
and
you're a
over?
performer like that, you love the attention.
Well, they always say that, but I don't think they really mean it.
I was in a
Ryan.
band that toured, and we played shows every other weekend for about a year, and I was sick of a lot of those songs by the end of that. So I have to imagine.
Well, that is the
That if you were
only
actually
reason why
popular-
you're not ZZ Top.
Yeah, I mean, do you think the Spin Doctors are stoked to
that
whip
I
out
can't
pocket
grow
full
the
of
beard.
kryptonite still?
But ZZ
No.
Top, if they wanted to, could just stop, right? I mean, presumably they can just live off their royalties at this point, unless they've frittered away
I
all
don't
their
know. Do
money.
you hear a lot of ads with ZZ Top songs?
You get
these
they
days?
get a nickel
Oh,
for every
yeah.
time Sharp Dressed Man gets played.
I guess that's something.
ZZ Top is always showing up in commercials
Oh, yeah.
and stuff.
Okay.
Even if it's ironically.
The trick, if you want to retire early, is right.
Ironic royalties cost more.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you want to use it in like a
Yeah.
weirdly
You
disparaging
want to
way?
mock us?
Double.
Fine.
The trick is right at Christmas. This is where ZZ Top went wrong. They never did a Christmas song.
Yeah.
You do a Christmas song and you're set for life.
That's why Run DMC is still huge.
Yeah, Christmas in Hollis. That's right.
That's all it took.
Nat King Cole.
Yeah, I'm telling you
lot of
that. It
bank.
doesn't even have to be good.
No.
It just has to be about Christmas, and you're all good.
Gentlemen, I'm going to skip out early. I've got to go look at a video.
We have like 7 minutes.
A what?
I know, but
We have like 7 minutes.
I'll wait 7 minutes.
It's like 7 minutes.
Okay.
You got to look at
You
a what?
did. Twist my arm, Ryan Davis. A video. A video. We watched them before you post them on the internet.
You said a video. You said it like
Video.
in a cool way. So
Is
I
that a
didn't-
cool way to say that? I didn't know
Video.
that. I thought it was. I had naturally assumed that whatever I do is not cool.
Well, I mean, generally
Certainly
speaking,
I thought it was
you're
kind of
right.
like a mock British way to do it. Video.
I try not to mock British
Yeah,
people.
you're going to start talking about video nasties in a
I don't
little
want to
bit.
start some sort of war.
I watched a lot of video nasties when I was a kid.
I don't even know what that means. I'm kind of intrigued. I'm going to go Google it.
You know, I don't. I have watched a lot of young ones. I don't know that I even necessarily know what it means.
Yeah, that's where I'm familiar with the term as well.
You know, just like deeply unpleasant graphic horror films.
Okay. That's kind of what it seemed like, but it seemed like there might have been a
pornographic
pornographic
element to it,
element
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Then I love video nasties.
There's a guy over there. Shoot him.
Where'd he go?
There's coming
Another
from,
guy.
there's a path.
I got him.
Have we
I
got
hit him with a
video?
bullet.
You might get an assist if somebody else kills him. in a
Yeah.
minute.
You're dead.
Or
Steve,
Shot in
as
the
this
face.
edition of Totally Not Taliban winds down here, let's squeeze in a few more questions.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are asking your opinions on Ice-T's opinion of Medal of Honor.
He's been quite pro Medal of Honor, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's been sweet on it. But I
likes
think
single
I
player.
think he's the guy that we were talking about, the guy who has played so much damn Modern Warfare 2 that a competent Modern Warfare 2 like experience, that satisfies.
how did he say it was super dope?
I don't
No,
believe
I
he
believe
used
it-
super anything.
Okay.
I believe
No,
he did say
he
it
was generally. He said he liked it. He's been playing the single player.
But also, when you are an incredibly wealthy television actor, $60 is a lot like $0 to you. So
Yes, but
but not Ice-T.
You're
yes,
saying he's willing
but
to take the gamble.
the real currency is time.
Yeah.
it's true.
His time is no more is in fact more valuable, I would imagine, than most people's, and so he doesn't appreciate it being wasted by bad games.
Can we get like an official Ice-T scorecard on Giant Bomb? Like, Ice-T says.
Yes.
Okay.
Working on
I'll
it.
talk to Dave.
Thank you for
Okay.
outing my
Oh,
plans, though.
I didn't know that you had a. Nobody tells me anything. I just sit here.
I'm talking to Ice-T, man.
Okay.
We're trying to work something out.
Make it happen.
I did try to invite him in for this game, but I think I got him too late because he is New York based. So
Yes. Well, they're shooting or something.
or it's
According to
it's
Twitter.
shooting or
I heard that on the internet.
or it's quality timed with Coco or whatever. I don't know,
Yeah.
but gave it a shot. Here, Steve, let's get a few more questions in here while we can.
Yeah, Metal Snake wants to know best beard in any video game besides Medal of Honor.
Best beard in any video
You
game.
guys
a good
reference
question.
ZZ Top, so.
Let's see here. Bill's got a pretty good beard.
He has some muttons. I don't think he has a full beard.
He's got a full beard.
Really? Oh, you're right. It comes. Yeah. Okay.
It comes together. It's very well manicured.
It's poofy.
It's a military beard.
Yeah. It looks like a Chester Arthur beard.
There aren't
What about Deadly
The
Premonition?
wizard from Gauntlet. Pretty sick beard.
Yeah.
Gandalf
Wizard
has
from
a.
Gauntlet.
Does Chewbacca have a beard? Does that count as a
I
beard?
wouldn't-
Chewbacca is a
no,
beard.
I wouldn't consider that
You're
a
saying
beard.
that Han Solo's gay?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That makes a lot of sense now that you mention it.
Yeah, not a lot of famous game protagonists with beards.
It's hard to render beards, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing like with
Hair.
long hair.
Yeah.
That's why why I look to wrestling games for cutting edge graphics technology. If they can get Triple H's hair to not look stringy in a fake way, but stringy in a real way.
Because it looks shitty in real
Shitty
life.
and awful. Yeah, it's like
It's like,
why
it's
do you do that?
poorly taken care of.
And, like if you made his hair look good in a game, you've failed completely.
Okay.
Right.
Was Kurt Russell in the Thing video game?
No.
Because he had a luscious beard.
He did. That's true. That was
Yeah.
just on the screening room yesterday over at
Yeah.
screen.com. I watched a little bit of that.
That was a good beard. It wasn't very bushy, but it was good cold weather beard.
It seemed like it might have had conditioner applied to it at some point or another.
Yeah. Well, Kurt's always had excellent hair.
I feel like we're missing
Or just stubble.
Yeah.
Little Escape from New York.
I feel like there is a classic. There's an awesome beard out there that we're in video games that
Yeah,
we're
I
missing.
know we're missing a beard.
Like a big famous video game hero with a beard.
Mario
Like
has a mustache.
Beardy McBeard or something like
Beardy
that.
McBeard.
Oh well, yeah, Beardy's
Beardy's
pretty
good.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
More of a Van Dyke,
the
actually.
Swedish dude from Mercenaries had quite a beard.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
I think doesn't the demo man in Team Fortress have a beard?
No, he's a mustache.
I thought he had like a
Better
little
not.
little goat.
So now I've hit level
goatee.
4. I can equip a suppressor, which
Captain
reduces
Price.
range and damage, but prevents
Captain
me from showing
Price,
up
but
on
he has the
radar.
buttons.
Yeah, Captain
He
Price
has
again,
the-
not full beard, but
Who's that?
I think it connects to
Call
all
of
against
of
Duty.
Modern
them.
Warfare.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I guess from all of the Call of Duties, isn't he the?
Yeah.
Isn't that the name
That
character
is-
that keeps popping
yeah.
up?
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, there's a.
Good trivia.
That's with all the fallout from all this Call of Duty nonsense. What's going to happen to Captain Price? That's the most interesting thing now. Our
Oh, yeah,
other
because isn't he like
companies-
MIA at the end
Pretty low
of
bar for
Modern
the most
Warfare 2?
interesting-
Well, I mean, even just like the
Just-
name.
Yeah, like because
Like a
they
character
put him into every
named-
game, and that was an Infinity Ward trademark. So like Treyarch's making this game, can they put Price in? Is there enough of Infinity Ward left that they could still use Price? Would they still feel good about using Price? Or is that the mandate of all the guys who left Infinity Ward and now they're like, finally, we don't have to put fucking Price in any more of these games?
What if Kotick makes the call? It's like, you got to have Price. You wanna-
Yeah.
Too controversial?
What do you mean? What if Kotick makes the calls?
We're going to charge $60 for Price. You can get the non-price version. Limited
Price.
edition only.
Bobby Kotick has no idea who
Yeah.
Captain Price is.
I think you're probably correct.
Like, what? Who? Oh yeah, man in
Charge more!
man in your video game. No, don't put him in the game. Sell him for
DLC.
15 more.
DLC.
Pre-order bonus for GameStop.
But
Put it on the
single-
back of a box of Doritos.
They got unlockable beards. We got unlockable. I don't know.
Our
How do we
Doritos come in
monetize
boxes
that?
now.
Nice. Single player is not going to make any sense without this character, Bobby.
Almost
Roberts.
stabbed that guy.
Oh,
You have an axe.
An
You don't even have.
axe?
You don't have a knife. You have an axe.
That's pretty sweet.
Seems like that's against the
Taliban
Geneva
rolls with an
Convention.
axe.
That's
Oh, okay.
hardcore.
Op
Axe
4.
murder.
Yes,
Op
the
4 rolls with
it's
an
an
axe.
opposing axe.
Kind of moves fast. You can hardly see it.
Oh, but when it hits,
If only we get some sort of freeze frame action on
That's
that.
pretty quick.
Slow mo on the. You're being shot at by a friend.
that guy's your friend.
Not a friend of mine. No Nintendo characters with beards. They might be too threatening.
Oh, you got him.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you got the sector
Saving
back.
the
That was
point.
an important axe kill.
Is that another
That
bad
was
man
a
right
very
there?
important moment.
No,
Oh, that was a friendly.
That was a
Okay.
friend. It was a good bad man.
Oh right.
No one knows. There's a guy up there on the left. He's going to kill
Oh.
all of you.
Yeah, it's a
Sprint and then get blown up.
run to my
Steve,
death.
squeeze in a few more questions if you can.
Yeah, BC Johnny and a lot of people have asked, how will you vent your pent-up desire to shave the initials into body hair?
That was the reference that's being alluded to here. at E3, I made a wager with one John Vignacchi that I believed that Gran Turismo 5 was going to make its November 2nd release date. He did not. If he lost the wager, I was going to get to have my initials shaved into his chest and back hair. He can't do it himself. It's his back hair.
I mean, it would be funny if you made him do it with a mirror.
I was actually trying to see if we could get a waxing place to do
that's
a
even
pattern.
better. Yeah.
But it ended up, not mattering because they goddamn pushed back Gran Turismo 5.
But that's a terrible. What you have to do to him when you lose.
That's
a terrible bet.
But that's how much he believed in his end of the bet.
Wow.
Is that he was so convinced that they weren't going to make that date, and he ended up being right. So
that's a safe bet.
Fortune favors the bold.
On your side since you lost the bet?
I don't have enough body hair to shave initials.
But presumably
thankfully,
would have come up with something else.
we have to produce a ours is
right?
much easier. We have to produce, and this was actually at his request.
Yeah.
A Giant Bomb style caricature of John Vignacchi.
He wants an avatar.
He wants like we have for all of the Giant Bomb staff on the site. So we're gonna pull up that artist and
Which honestly, something I totally would have liked to do anyway.
I think you got off easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. John knows what he's doing. Clearly, because he.
Yeah.
Either way, he wins.
But also he.
Everybody knows Ryan Davis was here, or sweet new avatar.
Also, there is, if you go to John Vignacchi's page on Giant Bomb, the primary image is of him with his shirt off with his own initials shaved into his chest hair. So it wasn't just an idea that I came up with off the top of my head. There is precedent for
a dark precedent.
Dark
disturbing.
precedent of
I'm
initials.
never going to that page ever now. Thanks.
Chest hair. It's awesome.
It's the most
Oh,
important
you should have heard
right?
what Johnny had to say when he was like trying to get a job, and Google search kept coming up with that page first. Like, come on, guys, they're gonna.
I'm never gonna get a job. And yet he still somehow managed to end up with
Disney
of all people.
Well, Walt used to shave his chest hair and Roy all the time.
What? Why would that guy be standing out there? There's nothing out there.
It looks like you just got killed by the hand of God there. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah. Would have been a guy that would have been standing like
Go
over
back down the
here.
exact same path again. Though. I think it's probably clear now.
Well, it's safe now.
Oh yeah, totally. Nothing to see here.
On
Everything's cool.
principle, I'm going this way.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Steve,
Yeah.
you seem anxious.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that was
I read a
brutal.
very funny
your
question
friend.
right now.
Did he just
Do we
slit
have
that
time for a
guy's
silly
throat?
question?
Yes, and then I shot him through
A
the
somewhat
dying
silly
guy.
question. It's still pretty relevant.
It's horrid.
Sure, let's go silly questions. Steve.
Okay,
What's up?
Milkman asks, who's the greater threat? Who's the greater threat, the Taliban or Brad Garrett?
Brad Garrett or Taliban, which is
Same
more,
thing as far as I'm concerned.
There were good beards in Psychonauts.
Okay.
All
The
right.
counselors had crazy beards.
There's no crazy mustache.
No, it's got to be a protagonist. You got to be a video game
What about
like
the doc
lead
guy?
hero.
Didn't he have a beard? The janitor guy?
No, that was definitely a crazy mustache.
That was a crazy one. Damn it.
I still think the demo man has a beard.
I don't know. I don't really pay attention to characters. I just shoot people in the face.
Hey, you won that one.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Wait, Demo Man totally has a big
I
fat
think he
beard.
just has a.
Not like a big fat one, but you just got like like a thin.
It's
like
but it's choppy too. It
think
gets
it's
up,
a choppy
gets up on the
thing.
sides as well. We're being taunted here with
I'm not.
just the,
look away.
the
What is
upper
that?
upper
away.
portions.
That's Johnny.
There's
Johnny
Johnny.
Green.
Clearly in a
This
bathroom.
is a terrible slow reveal.
no one wants to see
Yeah.
away.
Let's,
Oh
oh,
my
God!
God, oh
All right,
my God.
let's cut the feed. Let's end this while. Do we have another one of these or?
It just keeps going.
Okay,
This
well,
game
let's-
actually makes it difficult to quit.
Let's stop.
All right.
It just keeps going.
Let's quit this game.
So to
Again,
quit,
guys.
to quit, I actually have to get into the game and then hit B to exit.
That's a common problem today.
Bad Company 2 did it as well.
Yeah,
like same type
lame.
deal. It's just like what? Let me.
Well, I can't just quit to the dashboard through
Alt
the.
F4. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Don't have those buttons.
I know.
Will Smith. Will Smith, thanks for joining us.
Well, sure thing, dude. I love coming in for TNT.
And Gary Whitta, of course, your speaking TNT debut. Happy to have you. We've had you here silently before.
For so long, I've watched longingly from the sidelines. And
Well, always welcome to come take up some space on the couch. Glad to have you. Thanks for coming.
And I suppose we should say we did actually check out PS3 ahead of time, but it was kind of a lack of participation.
It was more so than 360.
In terms of friend requests from people. So
for folks who ask,
so we did not switch. I know we had said we were going to switch at some point, but we
get the question of why don't you guys do more PS3 games?
Seems like multiplayer.
That's it. No one plays. Yeah. Sorry.
They were just not choosing. Uncharted, we had plenty of people.
Uncharted, if you do a PS3 exclusive like that, then people will definitely show up. But if it's a multi-platform game, it seems like
Xbox is where it's at.
A lot more people show up for Xbox games. So thanks for everyone who showed up to play some Medal of Honor with us, or I guess with Jeff. Jeff, thanks for holding it down on the sticks.
I shot dudes. This is also the 8th time I've gotten to level 4 with a rifleman between playing it on multiple platforms and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. They reset the servers at one point.
Well, thanks for playing and showing us off the game this week. And Internet Steve, thanks for handling our question duty in the chat room for us. Of course, Vinny and Drew in the control room keeping it down and adding to the on-screen stupidity. Yeah, there he is. I don't even know who that. I don't even know what's going on. But oh yeah, they're just. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Thursday Throwdown. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with more throwings.